Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv. Oh, I don't know what happened there. All over the place tonight, but right. Let's sort out this this here. I'm going to bring in some people who are wanting to be on the channel tonight for tonight's Friday night social. We've got Chris. How are you, mate? Hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm all right, Tar.
I'm going to change this to this way. How's things? You okay?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a week with live lessons with the kids and hiding in the shed, pretending I'm busy.
Don't know what's going on with our background here. It's going all over the place. We've got Kurt. How are you, mate?
Very well, mate. It was a bit rough last week, but I'm feeling much better today.
Our background has just gone absolutely loopy tonight. There you go. We've not even got our names, your names, whatever. But let's just see if we can bring that in. There we go. That's better. And we'll bring the brand back. We've also got Tom. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, thank you. Good to be on this Friday night social today after a successful show last night. So yeah, good to be back on again.
Nice one. And we have got, he's here. There he is. You can all see him. It's Martin with his shaven head. How are you, buddy?
Skinhead. I don't know. I can just come out doing 10 years.
Well, that's what we thought when we saw you. Who did that? Did you do it yourself?
No. Other half.
Oh.
Did Tom do it with his shears?
It'd have been a brush cutter if I did it.
It looks good, mate. Don't ignore them. It looks good. Anyway. Yeah, well, listen, it's the Friday night social, and we're going to talk about the Liverpool preview and preview the game for Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. But first off, the news was broken this morning that Martin is sadly leaving the channel, and he wanted to come on. He wanted to say his goodbyes to everybody, and he also wanted to say a few words. So, Martin, I'm going to leave it over to you, buddy.
Sadly, it's true. One thing I want to do, rumours out the window, no arguments, there's no fights, there's been no, Twitter debates. There's not going to be a big video by me in 2 weeks that Andy's this and Andy's that. So that might relieve Andy a bit. Me and Andy have spoke today. Me and Chris have spoke today. It's just, I've got a lot going on with my family. I've got a lot going on personally with myself. And also, I'm on a laptop 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day at the minute. And there's a lot of things. And it's just, sometimes it's time to move on. That's all it is. And I want to wish the channel every success. I'm still going to be around. I'm not disappearing. I'm not dying. I might pop in, say hello from time to time. I'm not disappearing. I've put 2 years of damn hard work into this. I'm not just going to disappear. But the big thing, I want to thank Andy personally for giving me the platform to come and do this. Believe it or not, I had no confidence at the beginning of this. You wouldn't believe it. But yeah, and then the next minute, I'm sticking phones in people's faces at the Etihad going, can I have 5 minutes of your time? So yeah. And it all started out with doing a Who Are You series, and the people I've met in the subs, but this bunch as well, Tom, Kurt, Chris, doom's going, but you're still going to have gloom. down in the but like I said, it's just things come to an end, but it doesn't mean it's sad. The channel's booming, and it will boom without me. I'm not the reason the channel's gone big. You guys and these guys are the reason it is. And I just want to thank everybody. That's all. From the bottom of my heart. But no fights, no disagreements. We are all leaving smiley happy. Don't you worry about that.
Well, you'll be sadly missed, mate. You know, it's I know it's all come a bit quickly. I think we've discussed it a few times over the coming months, or the last few months anyway, and we tried to keep Martin on the channel and things like that. And we all have our reasons, and all I want to say is we'll talk a little bit more at the end. But I just want to say a massive thank you to Martin for all his hard work. People who don't run a channel don't understand how much work goes into running a channel. It's fine when it's your job, and you can put in 24 hours a day if you want to into it. But when you're working, and then you're doing this as a bit of fun, or you're doing it on the side and things like that, it's an awful lot of work. And the hours on the vlogs, only, you know, you can double that with the amount of behind the scenes stuff that goes on as well. So I want to say a massive thank you, Martin, for everything you've done. And we'll say our goodbyes at the end, and we'll I might have something to show you at the end. Anyway, but Tom, quick words for Martin.
Yeah, it'll be weird not having him around, criticising me for my flat caps, criticising me for my tractors, my Yorkshire accent. No, I'm joking. I could go on, but yeah, it's been a blast, Martin. I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me. You know, supporting me to come a presenter on the channel, as well as you, Andy and Chris. You've just done a lot for me, and I'll miss stood outside the Etihad after the game, getting a post-match fan cam quickly before I go to my car. And, it's just been a pleasure to, share the platform with you and enjoy the club that we all love here. So all the best for you. And I'm always here if you need me still to talk about how great Joao Cancelo is. So all the best, mate. All the best.
Thanks, Tom. Kurt?
No worries.
Well, for me, since I got involved in the channel, a lot of the content I've done is with Martin, as he was usually on the reactions that I was on. So I just want to say a big thank you to him. Obviously, Andy as well for letting me come on the channel, but him especially, because he really helped me get over the nerves of coming on, any problems I might had, always there to chat if I needed to speak, or if I had wanted to put something forward, he was always there to relay it or pass it on. He's just been a great help on a personal level, and I just want to thank him for all the hard work he's done here, because at the end of the day, mate, none of us are getting rich off this. It's a passion project at the end of the day, and he's put a lot of passion into it, and I'm sure everyone in the comments just agrees with me. Just thanks for all the work he's done, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Top guy.
Brilliant. Thank you, Kurt. Gloom, as he referred to you. He's looking gloomy tonight. Look at him. He's lost his partner in crime.
Yeah, well, he's a right pain in the arse, let me tell you that. But I love him to bits. I've had such a good time with Martin. So many laughs. Things that, to crease me up. The Skegness monster the other day was just, it was the funniest thing. Just brilliant. So, yeah, God, I'll miss him more than anyone, I reckon. But, I just wish him all the best, whatever he goes on to do. And, it's a hard job. He's been running this channel pretty, really hard last year, especially,
He has.
3, 4, 5 times a week, but at least we won't have to watch any more of that crap FIFA.
That what?
That crap FIFA.
It was bloody good.
They were great, mate. Yeah, listen, we're going to talk a little bit more. I've not brought anyone's comments in, but there's 119. They're going up by the minute. There's 119 comments in, and I will bring a few of them in at some point. But this show really is about Martin, and it's about the previewing the Liverpool game, massive Liverpool game on Sunday. It could be a real defining moment, and possibly put out one of our rivals in the title challenge. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, we are going to come back. Don't worry. We are going to come back, and we are going to do a little bit of something at the end for Martin. And I'm going to ask everybody to think about some questions. Maybe not now. We want to get into the preview. Martin is kindly staying around, and he's going to put in his thoughts on the Liverpool preview for Sunday. But at the end, I'm going to ask everybody for their favourite moments, Martin moments, and anything that stands out. And I'm going to ask Martin. I'll ask Martin some questions at the end as well.
I know one is.
Well, you know mine. You absolutely know mine. I actually searched for that video today and couldn't find it. I didn't have time. But anyway, let me just very quickly. There are loads of people who want to comment, and I'm sorry I will not be able to put everybody's comments up because I'm sure it's a real good send off for Martin when he goes back and reads the comments that are in there. And obviously he's getting emotional now and upset because I know he said I'll be emotional, but I mean I will read out some of them. But I promise you I will try and read more, and we are going to do something at the end of this particular vlog for Martin. But I'm just going to bring up a few, then we'll go into the Liverpool preview before Martin has to rush off and get some tissues. And
I've got to go back to the area.
well, yeah. Anyway, be fair. Wait, is Martin going for real? If so, thanks for everything and best of luck to whatever you do next. Hope you stay though. Tom Bett says, hope this is a joke goodbye, like he's going to the toilet or a mini break. At least stay until we sign Haaland. We might get Martin back on just for that, just for video alone. Jack Lee says, sorry to hear that you're leaving, Martin. I wish you well in the future endeavours. The show would not have grown so much without you, mate. You will be missed. Absolutely spot on with that, Jack. Everything in there is absolutely true. We've got City Chippy says, more important than anything is your health and happiness, Martin. I wish you only the best, and thanks for mentoring my son. Even Tom's mum is crying. My God, you're getting everyone at it today. Ivor's on, there you go. You've even got Phyllis's big blue rabbit is on, says Martin's best moments all involve Ivor. He was lucky enough to meet me too. He never forget it. He'll see you around the Etihad without a shadow of a doubt. Let me just go through. Sorry, there's such a massive big. There's so many comments, and I want to thank everybody for your comments. I do apologise if I don't read them all, only because obviously we've got to get through the preview. But we'll come back at the end, and we'll do a little piece with Martin about all sorts of different things and what's happening. So let me just see if there's anybody else who I could just. Chris has just said he's effing leaving me. Worry past you. There you go.
Yeah, I'll be banned next week. Crystal chainsaw me.
Dupe says, Martin, we will miss you. Hope next year you will be back, or you're back. Oh, a new one. Zotek Kyle. There you go. Martin, we will miss you, but hopefully you pop by. And Noah says, Martin, mate, it's been a joy watching you on the channel. Thanks for everything you've done, my friend, and good luck. John Grogan says, all the best, Martin. Ronnie Beaver says, you have to embrace change, Martin. It makes us grow as humans. Very true. Let me just see who else is. Honestly, there are so many people on, and Martin will probably have a big cry when he reads everybody's comments. Let's just see. Scotty Moll said, Martin, you always have a smile on your face, mate. Cheers. Ghosty Gray says, bye, Martin. We'll miss you, mate. Dupe again says, thank you for everything. Thanks for all the memories, controversial comments, agendas, and your FIFA gameplays. Well, there you go. Ivor said, I would love to be involved in Man City Fan TV. Guys, I just can't be asked.
Right at the bottom, his better ones even.
Oh, is it? I'm going to scroll through. Dale Brennan says, all the best, Martin. Thank you very much for everything. People in Ireland, there you go. So you got people in Ireland now crying over you. What else have we got? Let me go down to the bottom. Tom Beck says, I want to do a super chat for Martin, but simply can't afford it. Martin's been a major part of why I watch the channel, and all the best, mate. You are a legend, says Tom Betts. That's very nice. And Goes to Grace says, Martin, stop crying, mate. Otherwise, I will cry. Tim Smith, the Leeds fan, says, good luck. Andy, nice one. No, it's not me. It's Martin. Ivor says, I've always laughed at Martin, but never with him. It's a cheeky sod, isn't he? Wait until he sees you at the Etihad.
Who's got a better one?
Andy Mills, that's a nice comment there. For me, Andy is the head and Martin is the heart of this channel. You'll be sorely missed. Nice words, mate. Very nice words.
Does that make me the arse?
Well, hey, there's a point. You could be the arse. I'm not saying that. Thank you. Thank you, Ronnie. Well, we won't say what these two could be. Well, no. We won't.
Don't get into that, please.
No, we won't. Ronnie Beaver says, thank you. Ronnie Beaver, thank you for the super chat, mate. It's really appreciated. He says, Martin will be missed by us like David Silver and company. Top lad, top content, top banter. Cheers, pal. That's lovely words. Thank you so much. What else? Very quickly, is there anyone else? If I missed you, I do apologise because there are so many comments. We got 95 on already. Sorry, Jack Lee was laughing there. It was hold on. It was Addy's. This is it. Martin, you will always be the person who first scouted Ruben Diaz, and I subbed following. You made me feel less lonely in lockdown, and I will always be thankful. No, stop laughing at Addy about his being lonely at lockdown, but obviously it's the Diaz thing.
Ruben Diaz, bottom.
He did say it. He did say it. Let's see. Stephen Dempster, just coming to find you, leaving Martin. What a shame, but all the best in the future, and I hopefully will meet you outside again one day. There you go. What was that?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Chris is buying the drinks, apparently.
Well, final question before we go into a preview. Tim Smith said, and this is the truth, Martin's leaving to become a Leeds fan. Somehow, I doubt that. I really doubt that, Tim.
Ivor's comment was the best, but I know.
Oh, did it? Sorry. Well, let me just see if I can find it. Hold on.
Just further up. Something about me being a ray of light.
Yeah, there you go. Ivor says, you really were a ray of light when you came, Martin. Nice pun on one. We won't go down. No, we're not even going down that way. Main Wearing says, Legend Martin, you will be missed. Good luck. And it says, to read out my comment. I don't know what's that. Which comment is that, Chris? Is it referring to?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, right. We're on to the preview. Martin's going to stay around, which is brilliant. And we've got a guest tonight. The guest's going to talk about different parts of the preview for the Liverpool game. And then after we finish that, we're going to come back, have a few words with Martin, talk about some memories and things like that. And so Sunday, 16:30, massive game. It really is. And what a turnaround the last couple of months have been from everyone. All the media was talking about Liverpool running away with it again, back-to-back title winners, blah, 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 to suddenly City are top with a game in hand on 47 points after 21 games. Liverpool are fourth, 40 points after 22 games. So we're 7 points behind and we've got one more game in hand. So a win on Sunday would be absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to go over to the guests and they've got some things that things they want to throw out there and stats and all sorts of things. So I'm going to come to Kurt first. Kurt, you've got some things you want to say about, I think it's Klopp's press conference and some other bits and pieces. So over to you, buddy.
Yeah, I want to just start out by saying I did a bit of scouting report. I went and dragged myself through 15 minutes of that Klopp press conference, so you guys don't have to. The main things he was asked about fitness of players, Alisson, Fabinho and Mane. He said Alisson's trained in isolation today. Fabinho and Mane will be training today. It was one of those They're all in training. We will see, sort of thing. So there's a selection of those 3 players. They might not be fit to start, but we may see 1 or 2 of them in the lineup or the squad as a
who
whole.
was that Alisson, Mane, and who else?
Fabinho
as well.
Yes. And Klopp was asked, given a question about Gundogan on Gundogan's form, given that he was the manager of him at Dortmund, and he said he wasn't surprised at all. He's one of the best players he's ever coached, especially in the 2012 season for Dortmund. He's playing the same role now as he was playing in the 2012 season at Dortmund. The main problem with Gundogan was the injuries he had and the length of the injuries had. And he said this has been his longest period without injuries since his great form in the 2012 season. He said he's now adding the experience to his game. He's just so smart and so experienced. So he was obviously praising Gundogan there. There wasn't really much else in the conference. They were just talking mainly about this issue of the idea of, I know Tom's going to get onto it later in Pep's presser, but there was comments about us getting time off, which was, I think, slightly misconstrued. But
he said something about City.
Yes, he basically just said
because of COVID.
Yeah, he basically said that, but it wasn't. From my view, I don't think it came off in the way he meant it. I think, I don't think it was more so dig. I think he was just stating that they had time. We had time off more so than thing. But you know, media's like, especially with the big game coming up, they're likely going to try and spin it both ways. But a few match statistics I checked before the game. It's 17 matches in a row away at Liverpool without winning, which is not great. What's interesting is the only away win that's come in the last 24 meetings in the Premier League between Liverpool and Manchester City was Liverpool's victory in 2015, a 4-1 win at the Etihad. And Liverpool have found themselves being the only Premier League side this season without a goal at home, which is a very, very interesting stat, given their seeming lackluster performance in front of the goal in this part of the season. But that was pretty much it from the press conference, and they're just a couple of the little stats and bobs that I had for the game.
A couple of people here are saying, like Charlie and a few others have said that we didn't have any time off. I think he was referring to the cancellation, the Everton cancellation.
Yes, he was. Yes,
was that what he was referring to?
Yes, and to confirm that he was talking in regards to the cancellation of the Everton game. But I don't want to get too much into that because I know that Tom's covered the Pep's thing, so I'm sure that will be brought up back when Tom covers that.
Chris, what are your thoughts on those stats? 17 games and we've never won the field.
Well, yeah, our record at Anfield is shocking, mate. The last 3 wins came in 2003, 1981, and the one before that, 1953. Now, when you look back, we've beaten United 6 times at Old Trafford in the last decade. So it just shows you, Anfield is not a happy hunting ground for us. And in the last 50 years, we've played them 40 times, won there twice, drew there 10 times and lost 28 times with an 85-33 goal against their record. So it is not easy. They are our bogey team. We've played them 216 times and they have a win ratio of 48.7 with a 25% for draw. So out of all, I've looked at all the big teams and there's only Arsenal we could even get close to that. Even United is 41%. So, Liverpool have us. But Liverpool on a bad run of games. The last 10 games they've played, they've won 3, drawn 3 and lost 4. Scored 13 and let in 10. They've kept 2 clean sheets against United and Newcastle. And in their 8 of those games, which were league games, they've got 9 out of 24 points and only 2 out of 12 points at home. And now they've just suffered back-to-back defeats against Brighton and Burnley. And now they're 7 points behind City and a game in hand. And like you said earlier on, Andy, this is a hell of a turnaround in team. The same with Tottenham as well. Liverpool and Tottenham were both up there and they're both frighteningly fallen away, really. So City on a 13 winning streak, 6 Premier League clean sheets in a row. Last time we dropped points was on the 15th of December against West Brom, which we probably did throw those points away. And the last time we dropped points away was the game before that at United at the 0-0 ball draw. And the only loss we had away from home this season is against Spurs. So we are going really well. Last 20 games unbeaten, 4 goals conceded, which I just can't get my head around. 16 clean sheets and 45 goals scored. And in our last 8 league games, we've picked up 24 points and actually have 9, wins in a row in the league. So yeah, just incredible from City recently. But this is a really hard ground traditionally for us to go to. Let's put it right.
Some great stats there, Martin. Why do you think? I mean, Chris has just pointed out sort of 19. Was it 1953 or 51?
53, yeah.
53. And then we've got one in the 80s and one in the 2000 and what was it? What was it?
2003, yeah. And 1981. 1981, Asa Harford, Kevin Reeves, and Kevin Bond got the goals. So there's some names for you, Andy.
Wow.
History probably don't remember them.
I remember them very well. Martin, why do you think it's so? What is it? What is it? I mean, the only thing I'm asking this is because obviously late last night, Liverpool had been beaten by Brighton. That was yesterday, wasn't it? I'm lost with my days now. It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Day before.
That night, wherever that was, that night, I went, it was because it was Spurs last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The night before, I went to bed and I was listening to, I just popped Talk Sport on my AirPods when I went to bed and I was listening while I was brushing my teeth. And the Liverpool fans, almost to a man, were talking about, but it's all because we haven't got fans in the stadium. It's all because we haven't got fans. No other team's fans can, cheer on and motivate their team like Liverpool fans. Is it really that, or is it something else, Martin?
Well, that's garbage, because anyone who's been to Anfield knows. First 5 minutes, the atmosphere is amazing. Then pin drop. So not having that crap. They're talking out the rear end like they normally do. But, the simple fact is, I think it's a mental thing now. Amongst fans, amongst players, amongst everyone. I think it's a mental thing because every time we go to Anfield, we're like, well, let's keep it down and let's see what happens. We never go there confident. I mean, the last time we won there, Sean Wright-Phillips scored. And we've just sent out his son on loan or sold his son to Stoke, which tells you that's how long ago it was. So what they need to, I've heard a lot of Liverpool fans say the title race is over and criticising Klopp. And I thought some of our fans were reactionary at times, but my God, talk about spoiled. I think it's a mental thing right now. Unfortunately for us. But we've never had a better chance right now than doing it on Sunday. It just depends on the game plan, to be totally honest. But the fans, no, I don't buy it because, listen, I've been to Anfield a number of times where we've been spanked. I was at the 0-0 when Maris missed a penalty. I was at the one when in the FA Cup when Kanchelskis used to play for us. We've had some good hidings there. And don't get me wrong, when they're 3 or 4-0 up, the atmosphere bounces. It does, it bounces. But that 0-0, if they're not 2 or 3 up in the first 20 minutes, pin drop.
So do you think that question is, do you actually think that they really do rely on their fan base to get them going, or is it something? Is there something in it, or do you think it's a load of garbage?
The only time that was the Barcelona game. That was when I saw that, where I thought, right, the fans are getting them into this. But no, I just think. I think the fans are trying to big themselves up. If the fans were jumping all the time in the club, the cop, when they're singing "You Never Walk Alone," can it be a bit intimidating? Possibly. But I don't. It's generally when they come out. I mean, you've said it on vlogs before. It's when they come out. I think I've only seen it once, and that was the Barcelona game. So no, I think they need to give the players a little bit more credit sometimes. They just, let's be honest, they've got some damn good players.
Yeah.
And I just think it reeks of being spoiled and everything else. Just for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one because, I mean, like say, reading those 3 years where we've beaten Liverpool at Anfield, I mean, that is a frightening statistic. It's almost nearly 70 years going back. If you to think of 53, and then 81 and 2003. I mean, that is an abysmal record, Chris. It really is, and why it is like that, I have no idea.
No, it's really hard.
It's one thing having bogey teams because we always say this, don't we, every 3 years? Oh, Burnley are our bogey team, or this is our bogey. But I mean, that is an appalling record.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing about the record there, because we played, like I say, we played them 216 times now. Most of their fans will tell you we've got no history. Well, we've got one hell of a history with Liverpool. You know, we've got 216 games worth. You know. Yeah. And yes, we've got it's a bad record against them, and at Anfield it's horrendous. I think some nights their fans are right up for it. I don't necessarily think that, I think when we went there in the Champions League, was it the semi-final? I thought they were right up for it then.
The coach.
Yeah, they were right. They European nights, Anfield usually is bouncing.
Yeah.
But like most stadiums these days, they're not like they were 20, 30 years ago. No. You know. They're just not. Whether that's down to being seated or, your working man's being priced out of going, it is a far friendlier atmosphere at all grounds,
Martin?
Just want to say, because, I was at that game last year and I was on that narrow street where the coach comes in and all the flares are going off and everything else. That's intimidating. I'll give them that. No other team probably gets a welcome like that. But anyone who's actually been there, it's a very narrow road.
Yeah.
You could put 10 people there and it looks full. So it does look a lot more intimidating than it is. There's a house that they use as a pub at the side as well. So
yeah.
I think the media has a big part in this as well. I think the media hype it up to be something that I think the media, they try and psych you out if you beat before. Remember, like United used to do, Old Trafford, you used to think we beat before we've even walked out onto the pitch yet.
Yeah.
I think that's what Liverpool fans trying to do with Anfield sometimes. It's just
I'm not saying you don't remember, Martin, but, Liverpool had that kind of, that presence back in the 70s and 80s that this is Anfield sign as you're going down the tunnel and all that. It was a bit of a cathedral sort of a place, and they've managed to keep that against us for some reason. Sadly.
Right, go on, Kurt.
I just wanted to make 2 quick points. One, that out of the top sides, it's only really United and Liverpool have had their grounds and not moved from their original grounds for a long time, so that adds a mild thing to the way they remember or view it as like a place to go or whatever. And secondly, on the thing with the fans that you brought up earlier, I'm pretty sure a League Two side's missing fans more than Liverpool. I'm pretty sure Sheffield United in the Premier League are missing fans more than Liverpool. So that's a nonsensical argument. I just wanted to make that point because on the financial side, there's a lot more clubs that are missing it more than Liverpool. And on just the fact of up-in performances, I don't think anyone can argue that Sheffield's drop in performance isn't just because of a lack of quality or second season syndrome, sorry. It's because they don't have the fans willing them on to keep that 1-0 or keep it tight. So I just wanted to make that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. Right, on to Tom. You've got some more news on today's Pep press conference.
Yeah, so obviously the main highlight of that press conference was obviously in reacting to the comments of Jurgen Klopp. I will come into that a little bit later, but sort of an injury status for us tomorrow. He came into the press conference and that was the first question. He was answered, and he answered the same like the previous game. Sergio, Kevin, Nathan not available. The rest are fit. So Sergio, Kevin and Nathan are available and we've got a full squad. So Mendy's back in fully fit. We've got Zinchenko available, both full backs available. We've still got the 3 centre-backs in Laporte, Diaz, and Stones. So we've got a pretty strong squad going to Anfield tomorrow. Obviously, Kevin and Sergio with the big misses, but, we've shown over the past few weeks that we've done good with that. He was asked also if this was the best time to play Liverpool and can we beat them at Anfield, and his response to that was, the game is to win and to get 3 points. It's not how many games and centuries and so on. It's another game in the Premier League, 38 games and so on. So he's basically saying that the players this season are seeing it as any game, like a normal game. If it was Sheffield United, Wolves, Burnley, Leicester, anybody, they're trying to see it as a game that they can go and get 3 points. And if they can get the 3 points, great. But I think he was trying to say that, the 38 games in the season, so it's not as big as everybody's making out, as us guys have just said. He was also asked if it was important in the title race. And he says, I don't make predictions because I don't know. I don't know about my team, so I imagine about the other teams. 60 days ago, we were 12th, and now we are first. I'm more than concerned about the Liverpool game. So he's like last weekend, it seems like he's, concerned about every game, especially when you're top of the league. You need to, keep your form and, make sure that you're doing a good job. And then obviously it got into the Klopp's comments. So Pep responded with, he's made a mistake. It was 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. That's why we were in the top 4 now. Jurgen has to see the calendar again. We had COVID. We had 1 week. We played with 14 players in Stamford Bridge. Maybe I'm wrong. But where is this guy? Maybe I'm wrong. And it was 2 or 3 weeks. Tomorrow when I see Jurgen, which I think he got mixed up thinking that it was tomorrow the game, because he referred to tomorrow a few times. Tomorrow when I see Jurgen, I will ask him how long we had off. I'm surprised. I thought Jurgen was not that kind of manager. I didn't expect the comment. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. If he sees the calendar, he will see it was not 2 weeks. It was 2 months. So I think he was sort of covering the fact that, I think he was just trying to be sarcastic towards him. And how he did it as well was so funny, because when he was asking the question, he sighed, cracked his fingers like that, took a deep breath, and then just said it all in one sort of like big rant. And then he said, next question. It was absolutely brilliant. It made me laugh. Yeah, he really did impress me how he responded to that. And then he was asked about how Kevin's doing, thoughts on Liverpool. Is the game bigger than most? And then he was on about Gundogan's form, which I thought was quite interesting. He did a man-to-man against Gundogan when he played against him. This was when he was the Borussia Dortmund Bayern Munich's final. It's a good question for him, but he was already a player he is. Maybe better just for the experience, but the quality of the experience, the personality. He took a penalty in the Champions League final against Bayern Munich. When that happens, the personality. I admire when a player is intelligent. He solves problems properly in games. It must be solved when you are intelligent. That's why he's a top-class player. So, he was very complimentary of Gundogan as well in there. And he was the sort of final point they were just on about, has everybody forgotten about the fact we didn't have any pre-season? Of course, we don't forget it, but I think they forget it, the teams and the media. A challenge, never thought it was easy. We cannot complain when all around the world are suffering more than us. We are incredibly fortunate and lucky. When you have a lot of cases and injuries, when we had COVID before Everton, we said it is what it is. It happened to us, Newcastle, Atletico Madrid. Don't look back at this and say, what's next? How many players? And do it. If you lose, continue. It's the only way we've done it. It's the only way I've done it in my career. So he was very positive in the press conference, and it was impressive to see that, he's not really gone into the Klopp debate too much and, based it more on the game and what he thinks about opinions of, the fact that we've done so well over the past 13 games in the season. So it was quite a positive press conference, I must say. It was good to watch.
Now, somebody's posted. Thanks, Tom. Somebody's posted here, because on the point of that, it was Dupé earlier, and he was asking about Nathan Ake. When is he going to be blah 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 blah? Did he mention anything other than, because obviously we know what's happening with Sergio. He said he's had COVID. Blah blah blah. Take a couple of weeks to back training, get fitness up, and we know that Kevin De Bruyne has had this injury. But the Nathan Ake thing seems to be running and running and running. There was nothing else mentioned?
Absolutely nothing. And then he sort of, as if he forgot him, because it just said it there like words. He said Sergio's not in, Kevin's not in, and then he sort of like thought, and Nathan's not here either. So it was like it was a little bit of sarcasm on his voice, as if he's getting a bit sick and tired of the fact that he's not available. I think that's what is starting to get to the point. A little bit like it was when Mendy was, getting injury after injury. I think he's he just wants him in the squad, I think. But no, nothing as of yet, unfortunately, for Nathan Ake.
Anybody heard any definitive answers as to exactly what is wrong with Nathan Ake?
I thought, from what Pep said in a few weeks ago, I think it was a muscular injury, following on from the knee injury that he had in the Netherlands game. I think it's just a continuous thing from that. So I think the hamstring issues carried on. I think he came back into training for half a session, and then in the after the warm up when they got into the sprints, he pulled it again. So it seems like it's quite a big problem for him. So I think time and making sure he recovers properly is probably important after what we've seen with Mendy, because bringing him back too soon could cause more problems for him.
Yeah, it's a good point. It is a good point because it just seems like we want to see a bit of Nathan Ake, don't we? Because what we've seen so far of him, he's been excellent in nearly every game he's played. He's had to put a foot wrong, and yet we've rarely seen him, have we? So let me just go to bring in some of the comments from everyone, because there's 124 people on, and we've had so many comments tonight. Let me go back down here. That was it. Dupe was asking, when will he be fit? C_1 says, Martin, you have beautiful hair. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. There you go.
Ain't got any hair.
He's not got any loud.
Alec Johnson says, City will win. I bet you, and Jesus will score.
1 goal.
1-0.
1-0. 1 goal, Gabby. Nippons, how are you, mate? This is probably the worst time to play Liverpool. I don't always buy into that wounded animal thing, because, is that not back-to-back for Liverpool?
Yeah.
Back-to-back? And so you would have said the same for the Brighton game, wouldn't you? Or they've just been beat by Burnley and wounded animal, and then they go and get beat by Brighton. Chris?
The one thing I would say is that when we played Liverpool at the end of last season and we beat them 4-0, it was like a bit of a, you know what, you might have won it this year, but we're coming for you. Yeah, and this is a time for Liverpool to make a bit of a statement back.
Could be, of course. Go on, Kurt.
Sorry, I was going to say, also, when I was talking about the press conference of Alisson, Fabinho and Mane, it did sound like one or two of them's going to be available. So that's going to make, if Fabinho or Alisson's available, that completely changes Liverpool's ability, because they're able to have Henderson alongside Fabinho, as opposed to Henderson leading a centre back line, which is a very different beast. So depending on their selection, I think, and depending on their availability, is going to be dependent on their performance tomorrow, I think, personally.
Yeah, interesting. Who else? Sorry, was that? I didn't know whether you put your hand up there, Chris, or what. Martin, go on.
I don't know. I should have checked this before I come on. I'd love to know the last time Liverpool lost 3 home games on the bounce in the league. I know they lost it in 2017, but one of them was the Wolves FA Cup game. I just looked. I'm gonna look.
3 home. Was that 3 home games?
League, yeah, because I've lost Burnley, Brighton. And I can't. I mean, we're talking the league. Like the last time was 2017, but one of them was Wolves in the FA Cup. So I'm going to find out in the league, because that's some feat if we can beat them. They're on a proper downward.
They are. I mean, like I said, a lot of the Liverpool fans all over social media, and what I've heard so far, are all saying we're going to struggle to get top 4 unless something seriously, drastically changes at the club and they start playing players in their right position, the likes of Henderson.
They're just being reactive.
Yeah, of course.
Once Fabinho gets back in that squad, there's completely different. The spine's a little bit more stable.
But does it not go to show you last season's Premier League title, albeit there was a bit of it in lockdown and things like that, but they're now all going on about Henderson playing centre back and things like that. I mean, look what we had to do. Fernandinho played most of the season as centre back. We had Rodri in there at times and things like that. We had loads of injuries and we just had to deal with it, and still got 81 points last season. So they're going to have to suck it up. and stop with this. Oh, Van Dijk's out, Matip's out. Well, yeah, you've got a big squad. Might not be as good or in depth as ours, but you've got a big squad. Klopp's going to have to earn his corn, like Pep's had to do. Simple as that. Now the chips are down. He's suddenly thrown his toys out the pram and everything else, and he's just going to have to try and manage this team of, this huge squad that he's got, and stop whining. Yeah, Martin.
They've just signed 2 centre backs 3 days.
Yeah, well, why didn't they play them? That was.
Is it Kabak?
Yeah.
Whatever his name was.
Yeah,
No.
That's what the Liverpool fans were saying the other night. We've just had 2 centre backs. I know they've only just come into the club, but why are we playing midfielders?
I forgot to mention that in the presser. He was asked about both Ben and Oblak. Is it the other centre back? He said that they've both done individual training sessions, but it was just light running as they spent most of their time doing a technical analysis, basically inside with the video cameras and the analyst guys going through set play, all that nonsense. Yeah. He's basically just saying, I don't think they're going to be up to speed with the way we play. You got to remember, this guy's playing for Schalke, and Schalke have been getting smacked absolutely every week, mate, and they don't play anything like Liverpool play. So it will take adaptation time for those sort of players.
Does that say why sign them?
Well, they got the Oblak guy because Schalke wanted it with an obligation to buy, and Liverpool got it with an option. So they're basically going to use him for 6 months and say F off. You know what I mean? Bugger off. And Schalke fans obviously really unhappy about that. And then the other guy, Ben Davies, they got for a couple mil, and they did it because they in the contract they had a 20% sell on with the club they bought him from, Preston, I believe. Is it Preston? Was it Preston? I think it was
Preston.
So basically that's how they got that guy on the cheap, because they said, when we sell him on for 20 mil to Bournemouth, as they love buying our ex-players who've done nothing, they'll make a cheeky little 2 or 3 mil off that, so it'll be a decent fee over them. These are all just stopgaps. None of these players are going to be in the Liverpool squad for a long time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd be very well. I mean, I don't know about that young kid from Preston, but kid, well, he's that young, but. I mean, I'd be very surprised when everyone's fit again.
Stopgaps, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Leonard says, Andy, wonder what Martin's thoughts are on how to approach the game. Thank you. There you go, Martin. There's a question for you before we move into our team lineups. Leonard wants to know what your thoughts are on how to approach the game on Sunday.
Got 2 thoughts, got a head and a heart one. I'm going with my head. We don't have to win. We can go there and get a point. And I know I'm just thinking head there. By heart, you're never going to get a better time to play Liverpool right now. And you go on the way we're playing. We need to go there nice and positive. But when I do my team lineup, you might be a bit surprised how I'm going to do. I'm not sure we're going to do this. I want to talk about the officials for this game.
Okay. Well, seeing as though you're on it, I'll come back to the comments and then to Tom. So go on then, quickly. What's your thoughts on the officials?
Why we
just before you do, the PGMOL made any new rule changes today, or?
Well,
I'm just trying to keep up to date in case they change something for Sunday.
Yeah.
No changes. That's a surprise. Over to you, Martin. Go on then.
Everyone didn't know the referee last year at Anfield, with all the controversy with it, was Michael Oliver. His assistants were Stuart Burt, Simon Bennett, 4th officials Mike Dean, and the VAR was Paul Turner with the assistant VAR. Constantine had, you're not going to miss this, are you? You're not going to miss this.
Brilliant. There's always this.
I know.
You have to do it.
And the officials.
I won't mind. We never asked you to say the name. You just
Constantine.
Why can't they all be called Mike Dean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And the officials for Sunday are Michael Oliver, the ref, assistant Stuart Burt, Simon Bennett, 4th official. The only difference is Chris Kavanagh this time, who refed us midweek, or was it Saturday against Sheffield United. And the VAR is Paul Turner, and the assistant is my good friend Constantine again.
Constantine or Constantine? Which one are we going with?
We'll go Constantine. Because someone tell me how the hell that's even allowed. I know that probably happens 1,000 times, but it just...
You can name your kid whatever you like.
I know you got... That's why you got named Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's coincidental or it's, whatever. A bit of conspiracy theory after last season and everything else. But, well, at least there's no new rule changes that they can try and sort of throw on us. Because the mainstream media at the moment, I mean, I was trawling through the papers as usual. I do every morning when I get up. And yesterday was the same. I think yesterday we had the smallest piece. When I was going through all the mainstream sort of media stuff, like I always do, and I have this little thing. Sorry, I'm a bit OCD with this, but I go through every paper online, see what's saying about City. There was everything about everything, and there was this smallest, tiny little piece there from Ian Ladyman, match report on the Man City game. It was like, well, is that it? That is literally it. A little tiny piece, nothing else. Today, though. There was all stories in the Daily Mail. Runner really one by Jack Dawn on Phil Foden. There was another one on Pep Guardiola, and I was thinking, bloody hell, this is a bit positive prior to a Liverpool game. Normally, it's all the negativity that comes out prior to it. So maybe even the journals are thinking now, we better get on City side because I don't think Liverpool are winning the title this season. But hey, I think all depends on Haaland. The one on Haaland, well, we mentioned that last night, didn't we, about the 400k? Maybe that's... I tell you what, I'm going to come to Tom, and you and Martin can discuss this very quickly before we go on to the lineup. Haaland, the rumours were in the Mirror broke it, and the Express reported it, and the Mail put it in today as well. We mentioned it on our WhatsApp stuff last night, was... Erling Haaland, City are potentially prepared to go in with around about 100 million bid instead of his 63 million, 66 million buyout clause. Offer them a big chunk of money for him to come a year early before his contract's over, and offer him 400k per week, which obviously means that as it stands at the moment, and I think I mentioned it to the guys on WhatsApp last night, maybe if this is true, and the likes of KDB has got wind of this, maybe is that a reason why he's stalling on his contract talks at the moment, if it is even true. Because let's face it, he's our highest paid player at the moment, I think on 325k a week. And if Haaland comes in at his age on 400k, KDB's got to be at least 50 to 100k more than Haaland. Got to be, is the greatest midfielder in world football at the moment. What are your thoughts on the Haaland? These rumours very quickly, because it's not a rumour request.
I believe that they should do it. They should do it, but there's no messing around anymore. We've been the culprits of not pulling through on transfers, and if it means paying Kevin De Bruyne 70 grand more than Haaland, then do it. It's just, we need to look for the future. We don't have an out-and-out striker. We've got Sergio who's coming to the end of his tether. We don't even know if he's going to stay. We don't even know if he's going to sign another contract or not. And he's not the first-choice striker anymore. And Jesus, as much as he scores his 1 goals every game, he's not the man to take us forward once Sergio leaves. And I believe that when you look around now, other than Mbappe, who obviously won't be coming anywhere near us because I don't believe he would, I reckon that Haaland's the only man that you can go for. So I believe we don't need to mess around with it anymore. Get it done. I'm hoping these rumours are going to come true. And if it means paying Kevin De Bruyne 175 grand more on his wage, then let's do it. Because, if we want to take the next step up and make sure that we can, fight for the Champions League every year, we need an out-and-out striker, because at the moment we don't have that.
Kurt?
Well, I'm probably at odds with Tom on this one, because I completely disagree. You can't bring, I don't even know his age, you can't bring a guy that young on 400k a week. It's absolutely
right. It's a lot. It's a lot of money.
And I get the sentiment Tom's making in the sense of we have been bitten before by but it was never money like that. It was never wages like that, because the reality is, what City do often is we re-sign players a year or two into their contracts on a bit more money to keep the contract going, keep it extended. If we sign him for 400k on a 5-year deal, and 2 years in he doesn't want to sign a new one, I just think that kind of money, we're going to bottleneck on FFP, because we're going to have too many top end. Like, it's okay for certain clubs to have one guy earning drastically more than others, but the reality is we have such a big squad, and the depth spreads. We got, like, for example, we got a lot of 40 to 60 million pound players, as opposed to a few 20 million pounds that are on like Zinchenko money. We've got a lot more guys that are on the 80, 90, 100, 120k a week. And if we're putting Haaland on 400k a week, Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, all those guys are going to want that. And then I'm not a financial expert, but that can't be good. That can't be good. That's my view on it. I want Haaland, but not for 400k a week.
Well,
we're not going to. Sorry, Alan. Sorry, Andy. Go on.
Yeah, carry on.
I was going to say, I believe that if we don't pay the money, we're not going to stay at the same level, and we're going to be sat around waiting for the next big thing to come. Because soon as Haaland goes, there is nobody to his standards around other than Mbappe, and Mbappe won't come to us because he's going to Madrid in about a year's time. He is.
On the Mbappe thing, I was listening to a podcast last night with some very prominent people who do a lot of stuff in Europe, and they said Mbappe is definitely open to a possible move to Manchester City. He's not saying he wants to move to City, but his agents are saying he's open to the idea of. He will be moving, but he's open to a move to City.
Open to the idea because bargaining power in the contract debate with Real Madrid later down the line. But I get what Tom's saying. Like, someone will pay him 400 grand a week.
Should be.
But the reality is, it's the same thing with the Sane situation, right? We offered Sane a very good package to stay at Manchester City. He was offered an even better package at a club that's just as prominent in Europe and their domestic leagues. So it makes sense why he chose that. And if the same situation comes around with Haaland, and it goes to say, for example, it's a United Man City situation, they go, okay, we'll pay 450. Like, Man City have done for so long with the whole not getting brought into that. I don't see it changing. And I just think that's so much money. It's so much money. 400 grand is so much money.
It is a lot, certainly in the present climate with the way things are going with contracts and things. But Alan's put a comment in here. Don't believe the papers. Thank you, Alan, for the super chat. We're not believing them, mate. We're just discussing a little bit about it. Whether it's true or not, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But thank you for that super chat. Mark says, I think Kane will be a better option at his price. At this price, he's even proven. Leonard says, I just hope City go all up for Haaland, or at least have a few options, just in case we end up without a striker. Charlie says, Alan, anything on Rodri versus Burnley? Oh, yeah. Dupe says 400k a week and 500k a week for KDB. Yes, it's huge, because then you've got 500k for KDB, 400 for Haaland, Sterling on one parity with Haaland. Then you've got this one parity with this.
Look, yeah, it just starts to.
It's a knock-on effect. I mean, I'm sure it's bollocks anyway, if I'm being honest. But we just thought we'd cover it quickly before we move on to our team. Yeah, go on.
The thing, I mean, the KDB thing, the money, and you're going to laugh at this. You'll go, hey, good old man. Sam Lee did a podcast. He does Why Always Us. And he said it was actually the Messi thing that's got KDB going. Because KDB's like, I want to play with Messi, but excuse me, why basically, if you're going to pay Messi that, you need to up your offer with me, is basically what Sam Lee said he's been told. That's to make the KDB. It's not Haaland, it's the Messi issue with Kevin De Bruyne at the minute, and where he stands. Haaland, I agree with Tom. The problem is, you're going to have every top club in Europe queuing around the door for this guy. Everyone. And this is why I always said, forget it, because it ain't. People are just going to go up and up and up, and they'll go to the highest bidder. Dortmund are in an absolute great position with this. But the thing is, if we don't offer 400 grand, who do you get as a replacement for it? We're talking Aguero for the next 10 years. You ain't going to get an Aguero style, no, not playing style, but an Aguero talent area on 250 grand anymore. It will not happen. It won't happen.
That's a fair point. No, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. The only problem being is that, you know, if I personally think if COVID wouldn't have happened and we'd have had the fans in the stadium, we've had all the income and the revenue and everything else, and we know how City, regardless of what other fans say, City are a well-run business. They're a very well thought-through, well-run business. They're not stupid. They do everything properly. Forget the jibes about, you know, whatever else. They are a very well-run business, and the guys who run it are very clever. And they understand in this present climate that, yeah, there's a lot of catching up to do for Premier League clubs, for all clubs, for everybody. But, I mean, we're talking about Premier League clubs. And even that includes City. I mean, we've lost revenue streams and things like that. I'm sure we can get that back very quickly. But when it comes to wage structure, I think City have been very good in the way that they've balanced it, you know, with bonuses and things like that. Now, that's not to say they couldn't do something with look, you do this, Haaland, blah, 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 win this. You could end up on a 400k a week take-home pay, blah, blah, blah. As far as giving him a salary of 400k, you're then into the realms of, well, KDB will want more. That's for certain. Because KDB, at the moment, is the best midfielder in world football. He is, simply. I don't care about Bruno Fernandes. He is the best. He would walk into any team as a number one pick, wouldn't he? If there was a draft pick tomorrow, you could say, every team could say you could have one midfielder. Everyone would pick Kevin De Bruyne. They would. Don't matter who they are, and I don't care what anyone says, even opposition fans. So you are looking at then, KDB is going to have to be going from 325 to 450 or 500k. I mean, Jesus, we're getting into the realms of the Messi sort of money now and things just to keep KDB. We've got Haaland on 400. Sterling's not going to be happy with that. He's on 275. He's going to say, I want parity with Haaland. I want 400. And before you know it, you've got a load of agents creating problems within the club. And I think City have handled it on the whole very, very, very well. Been very clever of the way that they've managed it. So whether Haaland comes in on 200k a week and there's a load of massive bonuses thrown in, which would be, and I hate to say it, but if we got Messi in the summer, that would be the way that we'd have to get him, sort of a 300k a week, but you can get £1 million for this and £1 million for that and £1 million whatever. Because I did see a figure on Messi saying today that he brings in 237 million quid into Barcelona for commercial revenue. So you can see that side of it. So I don't know. I honestly can't see 400k a week City going for Haaland. I really can't, because that means Kevin's on significantly more as a top earner, because there's no way he's going to let Haaland, as a young kid, be the top earner at Man City. I just can't see it. And right now, I'd keep Kevin De Bruyne over Haaland every day of the week. But I hope we can do some sort of business with him, Tom.
Yeah, I was just going to say, people 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago, when transfers were getting bigger, prices were getting paid more. It's no different with the wages now, unfortunately. It's how football's going. If you want to pay 200 million for Mbappe, if you want to pay 200 million for Neymar, the price of the wages is going to go up. That's how football's going. We've said it. Football's about the money now.
We're not talking about the transfer fee. The fee can be amortized over 5 years and things. It's the wages. The wages are weekly.
Yeah, but the thing is, with the transfer budget or the price you play for a player going up, the wages are going to go up. It's how football's going, and that's how it is always going to be. You look at players that we brought in, and the most expensive players we bring in at the moment, they slowly become the most expensive paid players, other than Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero, because he's been here a long time.
Well, if you think of how much the likes of Ruben Diaz is on, to be on absolutely nowhere near what the likes of Sterling and Sergio and Kevin De Bruyne and possibly Ben Mendy. They won't be on anywhere near, and yet, you know, the likes of Cancelo and everything else won't be on anywhere near those. And we paid. They're our biggest outgoings on players like that. And they won't be anywhere near. I know they're defenders versus sort of midfielders and things, but I just think with this COVID thing at the moment, I think clubs are going to be very, very wary. And I know somebody will pay it. Somebody will. United will pay it. But what they paid Sanchez, I mean, there's a classic example with Sanchez. But in this current climate, I think they'll be very, very careful. They won't just go.
Pay it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'd have to sell a few players and things like that. But I don't know. Maybe it's all bollocks, and we're all talking about something that's completely crap. But it's interesting because it's covered over. Everyone's covering it today, and I just thought I'd throw it in before we pick our lineup for Sunday. And Kurt.
Just my final point, and that when Tom was talking about that's the way it's going. If we go that way, we're going to end up with a squad like PSG, a ridiculously unbalanced squad with some players on 70% of the club's salary bill, and then you've got Choupo-Moting, Kurtzer, all these guys that are just absolutely garbage, absolutely terrible players that wouldn't get into any other top sides in Europe. They're getting Herrera's on free because they can't afford anyone else because they've spent all their money on Mbappe and Neymar and Di Maria. You know, I don't want to be like that where we have 3 or 4 players that are on these crazy money and everyone else is just bobbins, average.
Being get to Champions League finals doing it though. They've still been getting Champions League finals. We can't get there. We can't get there at the moment.
I respect the point, Tom. I just don't want to get. I don't want to unbalance the squad. I like the ability where it's more about the team than the individuals. And I think when you start signing players like Haaland, it slides to go that way for that kind of money. Like I said, we all want Haaland. None of us here would turn that guy down. It's just a question of what the permutations are going to be.
Yeah. So Messi, we shouldn't bring Messi in then if that's going to be the case because he'll be on double.
Yeah, but Messi brings in commercial revenue. That pays for himself. That's different. Messi's a different beast to the Haaland signing for me anyway. But just quickly, Ozzy, thank you so much for that super chat. As I said to Martin last time, Barca and Real Madrid are in financial trouble at the moment, so City might have a chance of signing Haaland or Mbappe. Maybe. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway,
I'm just going to add.
No, yeah.
I think that obviously City are doing well because there's a negative story in the press that we're willing to pay somebody £400,000 a week. It's never going to pay £400,000 a week for a 20-year-old kid. It's never going to happen. It's complete bullshit. And that's what the press do. Whenever City do well, let's put a story out there so all the other fans of all the other clubs look at City ruining football. You know, it's just crap.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, if I understand what Tom's saying, but I can't see City breaking their wage structure. So that if they came in and said 250, 300k a week, you go, all right, well, that's fine. You can up Raz's next contract. You can give Kevin. You're going to give Kevin more anyway for his next contract. It'll be his big final one. I could see that, but when you start bringing in 75k a week more than what Kevin De Bruyne is on. And albeit he might be on 400k by the time he negotiates his new contract, but I mean, for somebody who comes straight into the club, he's a great talent. But I don't know. I'll be very surprised if that was true. Whether the 100 million offer, and everyone seems pretty strong on that. That City are definitely going to try and get in this summer. Everybody, they're going to really go for him this summer. Who knows? But
sorry, Jimmy. Apparently, he's on nearly 150 grand a week already at Dortmund.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that because you look at Jadon Sancho.
Sorry, I was just saying they've always paid quite good wages.
Yeah. Well, look, that's why the likes of Bellingham and everyone else go there.
And they also have a very good arrangement with players. They basically say, "Look, it's this price at this time," and then you go. And they're so that they've got a model. I don't particularly like Dortmund. I almost hate Dortmund as much as Bayern Munich. But that's a side topic.
I just think someone's going to have to double it because there's going to be that many suitors after him. Someone's going to.
Well, is he the City or Pep rings him and says, "Who are you going to win more with?" and selling the club as to you want to win trophies, the association, this, that, and the other. Because if it comes down to money, City will not outbid United. They probably won't outbid Chelsea. They won't outbid Real Madrid, Barcelona, whoever it might be. And for me, in all of these transfers, to me it says a lot about the player. It really does. Now obviously, I hate to say, I'm not trying to say that Barcelona and Real Madrid are not a great pull, because they are a massive pull. But I just think it says a lot if he wants to come to the Premier League. If you want to go to the likes of a Chelsea or United for money, that says a lot about your ambition for me. At the end of the day.
That's why they lost Sanchez. Apparently, what they do is they agree a deal in principle with the player, and then if that gets changed because of a wage increase, City just go, nah, forget it. We can't agree something, and because someone's up you more. But if it was any other position, I'd probably agree. But because it's such an important area, we've got to change. I just think we can't mess around with it. That's my only thing. We just can't mess around with that position.
No, I agree, Martin. But I think what you're just saying about money and clubs and stuff. It's the 5th of February. We've just seen the transfer window going. Nothing's happened in this transfer window in January. I know it's not traditionally like the summer, but nothing's happened. It's mainly been loans. So I just don't see it. I just don't see.
Oh, Liverpool. When would you think Liverpool would go to Preston to buy a £2 million defender?
But that's just cover, isn't it? There's no point bringing in a top class centre back when they've got one or two of them sat on the bench or sat out injured at the minute.
Oh no, apparently he wanted one, but the board wouldn't give it him. Apparently there's a bit of unrest between him and the board, aren't there? He did want the money for one, but they wouldn't give it him. So I don't know.
Right, Chris.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave you with the guys just for a few minutes while I take the dog outside. Can you just have a chat with the guys about our possible lineup for for Sunday? That'd be great. I'll be back very shortly.
No problem, mate. So, guys, this last time out, one. So, go on, Martin. Go on.
Sorry, I'm just loads of people are leaving saying bye to me, so I'm just giving them a thumbs up.
All right.
Is that me and you behind you?
No, mate, that's not me and you, mate.
Oh.
My birds, mate. So last time out, 1-1. That's enough now.
You've had your time.
Yeah. So last time out, lads, a 1-1 draw. A bit of a crappy second half. We had Edison, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, Gundogan, KDB, Torres, Sterling, and Jesus. Do you think there'll be many changes from that lineup this time out, Tom?
Yes, I believe there probably will be. There always is changes. Some changes I won't agree with, mainly in the right back position. But we'll see what happens. If we're going to go, I'm presuming when Andy comes back, we'll be going through team lineups. So
do you think there'll be like Martin was saying, a possible change of approach to this game rather than going for the win, that we just settle for not losing?
I hope we don't change, because that's when we mess up the most. I can't see why we need to change something that we've been so good at. We've gone however many games unbeaten. We've only conceded 1 goal still. So I don't see why we need to change our work ethic and our mentality going into a game, not even if it is Liverpool, because usually when we do go there, we change it and it cocks us up. It cocks it up, especially with Pep. Other times we've had problems, but over the past few seasons when we've gone with a pretty decent strength of the squad, we've changed it too much. Maybe gone with 2 CDMs, or we've put someone in that we don't really need there, and it just causes problems. And I don't think we should change anything really if we want to show the true City of this season, especially how strong we are defensively anyway. Because that has been the biggest problem there, the goals that we concede and the mistakes we make.
Kurt, you see a different change, or do you think we'll go on like we have been?
I think there will be some changes. I think it'll be similar system that we've been playing recently, but I think the personnel will change a little bit for the upcoming game. I'm more interested in Liverpool, the way Liverpool's set up, because we've been seeing that Liverpool recently in the past few games have sort of changing their formation, which they've basically never done under Klopp, really. They pretty much always played the 4-3-3 with inside forwards and wing backs pushing up, the DM creating a back three and building from wide. But recently, they've not particularly been having much joy with Robertson and Trent, because normally they both get up. But this season, it seems like one goes, one stays, one goes, one stays, which is stifling their forward play. Like I said, for me, it really depends if Fabinho, Alisson or Mane, if any one of those come back into their starting 11, they are an infinitely better team with those three. Because in my opinion, they're their three best players.
Yeah. And Salah's
I've always believed that Mane was the more talented, the more consistent, the more work ethic. Just if I'd take Mane over Salah every day of the week and twice on Sunday. He's the type of player that he's kind of like their Bernardo, you know. You can, even if he has a bad game, you can never fault his effort or anything like that. Yeah, so I think it'll be really interesting if they go with that diamond that they've been playing with Gini, Wijnaldum, Milner and whoever on the other side, and sort of Thiago a bit further forward, and just with just the two up top. Or if they're going to play, I know Liverpool fans for years have been going on about how great Firmino was, but now they're basically begging for a replacement, which is I find absolutely hilarious. He doesn't need to score goals. He does so much, but can we get a striker that scores some goals, please? Yeah,
sounds like somebody I know that.
But I think it will be a really interesting game tactically. I think it's going to be like Tom says. I think Pep's going to do some mild changes, and it might cause us a few issues in our fluidity. I think personally.
Do you think we need to win?
No, I don't think we need to win. The reality is we don't need to do absolutely anything in the game. We need Liverpool are the ones that need to do things in this game. The onus is on Liverpool. They've 2 home losses in a row. They don't want to make it 3. You know, if they truly believe they're out of the title race, then there's still an important game for their top 4 hopes. So regardless, it's not like other seasons where if we go there and we lose, we give the precedent back to them. It's going to be with us even if we lose the game. So I think that's going to be a big help in the mentality of the team, you know.
So are we not underestimating United a little bit then by sort of...
No, they're terrible, mate.
Right. Martin, you've got something to say about that, Martin? Yeah. Martin?
All jokes aside, I do think we're totally underestimating United. I think we're totally underestimated him, and I think trouble is United, they're playing crap and they're blitzing teams. And the scary thing is, Ollie is pulling things he's pulling rabbits out of hats at the minute, and he's doing it quite well. And I think we need to keep an eye on them. We need to stop. I understand this. Liverpool's our title. We beat them with 10 clear. It's great being 10 clear, but we're only 3 behind in front of United. And we've got United coming up. United are the kind of team that could come to the Etihad in 4 weeks, beat us, and then we'll level pegging if we're not careful. Because they have got the way Ollie plays is bang on the style that they know how to play us, counter-attack football. They've got the players to do it. We saw that. Me and Andy saw that last year. And Tom at the Etihad when it was at Derby. We all said going in, bloody Rashford and Martial, and it was bang on exactly what they were going to do. Sit back, and Blake and Dan James. And they did a number on us.
Every team used to do a number on us like that, Martin, because our weakness in seasons gone by was the ball over our fullbacks and our centre-backs not being able to cover. But this season, we've been exceptional against that.
I know, but like Neil just said there, United like a bad smell. They won't go away.
Yeah, they will.
We keep saying that they're not great, but they're a lot closer than Liverpool are. And that's all. I think we've got to keep one eye on United. We really have, for me, anyway. The Liverpool game on Sunday, like I said, Liverpool have to. The only good thing about that is Liverpool have to win. So Liverpool are going to have to come out, and this is where as much as we've praised all the defence and we've said it's amazing, this is the first time for a long time they're going to hit proper world-class strikers coming at them. And this is going to be the test for Diaz, Stones and everyone across that back line of, are you the real deal? It's great doing it against, no disrespect, Burnley, Fulham, West Brom. Mm-hmm. Now you're coming up against Salah, Mane, Firmino. You're coming up against all them, and now we're going to see. To me, Sunday will determine are we proper title winners, because I think we've just got to do it on Sunday. I hope we win, but the onus is on Liverpool. It's not on us. Not on us.
It's over to you, Andy.
Sorry, mate, I missed this. So what was the debate about there?
We were basically talking, would City change their approach to the game because we don't need to actually win it? And then Martin sort of brought up, can we really rest on our laurels with United? Just behind us.
It's a tough one. I guess we're going to go through the lineup, but I think we might see a different team on Sunday. I just do. Being Pep, and you know what Pep's like. He's done everything brilliantly at the moment, and he's playing Cancelo in this 8 role, and he's doing false 8 role, and he's doing this, that, and the other. And I just think Sunday he's going to do something. Like they'll be probably Klopp's thinking, right, how do we nullify Cancelo in this 8 role, and how do we do this, and how do we do? And Pep will probably go for a completely different team, and Klopp will look at it going, huh? What's going on here? And I do a real curveball, and I don't know. Like I said, we've always said it. How do you guess the Pep team? I've no idea. I hope we just play our game naturally. I've just got a funny feeling he might not. And there is that jeopardy, isn't there? There's that. Do you want to go for it, win, get 3 points, and probably make it very difficult for Liverpool? Not that they can't win it, because Liverpool win the league, put them out of it, and then it comes down to us and United. Or does he just go, it's a long season, we're happy with a point, we'll just move on, and blah blah blah. I don't know. I think he's going to do something different this Sunday. I really do. I hope he doesn't, but I think he will.
I'm hoping this isn't a Leon moment though.
Listen. I don't want to be negative, but it could be. But then he could pick the team that I've picked, and there's no chance he'll pick my team. But he could pick the team I picked and go and win it 1-0, and then we go brilliant, brilliant away performance. Yeah. The match wasn't great. It was a solid, and we got a goal. We won 1-0. And we will happily take 3 points and another clean sheet, and that is it. That's Liverpool stuffed, basically.
I'm just imagining this team. Carson in net and Edison in the midfield, and it's like, what? That is a curveball.
Did you look at my notes?
Yeah, Carson in there, Edison in the middle, spraying the ball right and left.
Yeah, I had Eddie as the number 9, false 9. But anyway, right. Is there anything else, Chris? Did you miss anybody else, or was it just me there?
No,
I do apologise.
No, that's it.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's move on to the team before we give our score predictions and then finish with Martin. So, right, round robin time as we normally do. Who's in net for you then, Tom? I think everyone.
Edison, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do we need to discuss it? I did have Carson, but
Yeah. Oh, no, I've gone Stefan.
Okay, right. So we're all going Eddie in net. Right, okay. I'm going to go back 4 because we don't want to get into a big debate about right back. Is he going to play that? Let's just say back 4. They might not play that in your ideal lineup, but let's just say back 4. Going to come to Tom first. Go on.
Zinchenko, Stones, Diaz, and Cancelo.
Zinchenko, Stones, Diaz. Are we all agreed on Stones and Diaz?
Yeah.
Anybody say anything different? Right. Okay. So we'll get rid of them and we'll just say left back and right back, if you want to call them a left back and right back. So you're saying Cancelo and Zinchenko, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Martin.
Have you changed that as we were talking then, Tom?
No.
You were just smiling away as though like, I'm just thrown.
Yeah, because Andy says if we want to call them right backs and left backs.
Oh,
Well, I mean, the problem being is that we've seen, haven't we? This has been the whole debate, and Cancelo has not played as a right back; he's played in this false eight, whatever you want to call it. And then we had the reverse of that with Zinchenko playing in that role and Walker sitting back deep. It's a weird system, however you want to call it, but I'll call them left back and right back just for a 4 or something, whatever you want to call it.
Salah and Mane, there's only 2 men for the job, Walker and Laporte.
So you're going for Laporte and Walker. Interesting. Okay, Chris?
Yeah, I agree with Laporte, but I think it'd be Cancelo on the right.
You think it's going to be Cancelo and Laporte as a left back?
I'll be back in the
no problem. Kurt?
I can't believe this. We're all going for something different.
I am.
I've gone for my boy Zinchenko on the left, and the stalwart himself, the Sheffield lad, Walker on the right.
Interesting. So that just goes to show.
I'm with you, mate. That whole thing of I think he's not going to play Cancelo. I think he's going to.
I don't.
Not play Cancelo.
I
think it's exactly to your point. He's going to go, they're prepping for this, and he goes the other way. That's my view on it.
You say that, but we're all saying that Cancelo got rested again when he got subbed at Burnley, not the fact that he had a pretty poor match, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's Zinny and Walker for fullbacks.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw another curveball in here. So I'll go different as well, and I've got Walker at right back, and I've got Mendy at left back.
Out of nowhere, Mendy back in the squad against Liverpool.
Out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere. I mean,
he's not played him. He's not played him because he said 3 weeks in advance. I've got you ready for Liverpool. I've got this. It's the perfect game for you. You've got. I'm keeping you for that one.
How many times have we heard ex players say? That Gary Neville said it, and lots of other players say, "Look, I'm not going to play this, but you are going to play in this game in this system that I've got in my mind, and you don't worry and keeping them happy." And so I'm going to throw the Mendy in as a curveball. I don't think he plays.
That's mental though. 5 on and all different fullbacks. That's crazy.
Yeah, that goes to show you.
Yeah, options, mate.
How we have rotated those fullback positions, or however you want to call them. False eights, whatever else, and yet we've still kept clean sheets, and we still won, and we still everything else. It just shows you that he can't be doing a bad job, can he, Pep? If he's rotating Walker and Cancelo in different roles, and Zinchenko, Mendy, Laporte now as a left back, and so Martin, I went for Walker and Mendy as a real curveball.
You want to get beat?
Well, it just got. We were just saying it just goes. All 5 of us have come up.
It wouldn't surprise. No, actually, that wouldn't surprise me.
Well,
you know what?
Completely.
It wouldn't surprise me. Mendy walked out and pulled off a man of the match performance. That's the way we're at the moment. It just because I've always said he has got the quality. He has.
Yeah. On his day. But anyway, let me just see what else is saying here. Andy Mill says Laporte, Diaz, Stones back 3 plus Cancelo pushing up. Yeah, possibly. Probably a 4 with Cancelo pushing up, and then it reverts and changes, and that's the only problem.
I don't think Cancelo.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dupe's gone for Edison, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Cancelo. We're talking about the back 4 here. Scotty Mel says Cancelo was awesome against Salah last time.
Gets in his back pocket.
He did. Yeah, no, he did. He did, absolutely. Alec Johnson, he also thinks Cancelo. Dupe says, sorry, why on earth will we play a player who hasn't played in like 3 weeks? Hey.
Because he's Pep.
Exactly. That's the answer.
Garcia might play, mightn't he?
Hey, who knows?
God.
Who knows? Gamal says Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, Laporte. So he goes with, who said that, Martin? Was that who said Laporte?
Me.
Left back. It was Martin.
I just think.
Well, you said Walker. Well, you said Walker, though, didn't you? You said Cancelo.
I just think Burnley was literally for Sunday.
Ryan Corrie's on. How are you, mate? I'd feel more comfortable with Mendy than Walker, and that says a lot. But just keep it. Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, Laporte. So he's going that. There you go. Oh, hold on. Sorry, that was City Chippy. Tom's dad says, Ross, what do you think Cancelo's strong points are then? Well, as he said something here, let me just go back because I don't want a big Twitter debate. A big Man City Fan TV, but has he said something? I don't know. Maybe he said something earlier, but there you go. Andy Mill says, Mendy wasn't subbed off against Cheltenham. Teresa Liverpool.
A long plan, man. That's what
Have a 3-week rest. Sit out.
Sir Alan says Walker is better defender than Cancelo. That's why Walker will play.
Can we get off? We're not going down a walk.
No. Pretty certain it'll be Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, and Laporte all. Well, hey, listen, Sean. We could say I'm pretty sure it'll be Walker, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Laporte, Mendy, Zinchenko. It's going to be one of them, isn't it? That's the problem. We can no idea of trying to guess a Pep system. But anyway, let's say we're going to go for a 3. All right, a 3 midfield. It might be different, and this is why it's always trying to go to that. If you've got a 3-1-3-1, 4-4, or whatever. But Tom, who's your 3 in midfield?
I think the main man Rodri will be in CDM. I think he deserves to stay there. I think it'll be Bernardo and Gundogan as well.
You're going for Gundogan and Bernardo?
Yeah.
Okay. Martin?
Rodri, Fernandinho, Gundogan.
Ooh,
proper.
He's gone the same as me.
And down there.
And me.
He's gone the same as me. Oh, there we go. So that's a first. So me, Martin, Chris, and Kurt have all gone for a real curveball and said he's going to play Rodri, Ferner, and Gundo in that midfield 3 and really batten down the hatches. And Tom is going for Rodri, Gundogan, and Bernardo. So, guys, what do you guys think on the chat? Let's just quickly see. Ryan Corrie says Rodri, Gundogan, and Bernardo. I think he agrees with you, Tom. Kamal says Rodri, Gundo, and Bernardo. Kamal, he's another one who agrees with you. Rodri, Ferner, and Gundo. So Scott,
defensive.
Us 4.
Well, one thing I will say, can I just say something on that? Because Tom just said it's very defensive, and it is. But that formation will allow Cancelo to go up further up the field. It will.
He's not playing. What? He's not playing Walker's at right back.
No, in my system, that's why I think it allows Cancelo to go forward. And I think it allows Gundogan to play Kevin's sort of a role further up the field.
I want to say the exact same, but it'll be Zinchenko doing the Cancelo side.
Yeah, well, it could be that. Yeah, it could. Rodri, Gundo.
Well, that allows my player to go up the field, and that allows my player to go up the field.
Yeah.
Invited him on.
Mr. Crab says Pep will play strongest squad. He plays it cool, but after Pop comments, he will want to win more than ever. Crew Blue, he's from Crew. Welcome, mate. You're new. Scotty Mole thinks it'll be a triple pivot.
He can get away with that one, right?
Hey, no, Chris, don't start your chainsaw. Don't start your chainsaw. He said triple pivot. That's a new one.
I like Scotty.
Yeah, we like that one.
I like Scotty. He's more gloomy than I am. It makes me look happy.
Is that Daffy or Daffy? Can't see it. Daffel. Says Fernandinho, Bernardo, Gundogan need a strong midfield. Interesting. We got our scene says Rodri, Ferner, Gundo, then maybe some Bernardo on later in the game. City Chip says I think Liverpool are best kept at bay by attacking them, so Cancelo seems ideal. Ross, only in my opinion.
Good lad.
There you go. It does on some side. CM City says Rodri, Dino, and Gundogan. So you're agreeing with us 4. But interesting. Just goes shotgun it. And who knows?
Different. Only the one player. It's just whether people. I don't know that. Yeah. It's a lot more easy to choose from than Pep's defense at the moment from week to week.
Yeah. And then you'd be saying, well, depending on whether you pick Foden or Bernardo with your front 3, he's fair on them and all that sort of thing. But anyway, that leads us on to the last bit, which is the strike force going forward, the front three, and then we're going to do score prediction and then finish with Martin. So front three then, Tom, who are you picking?
I think it'll be Foden on the left side. I think it'll be Gabriel Jesus up front, and I think it'll be Riyad Mahrez on the right.
Okay, interesting. So you're dropping goal scorer Raheem against Liverpool?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He's shocking when we play him every time, and I don't think that we need attacking players who can, don't bottle it against the former clubs. He's getting to the point now where he just can't score against them at their place, and we just need somebody who can.
My question back to this is entirely your opinion and whatever else, but you pick Cancelo as a right back or a forward attacking player and blah 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 blah. Will Mahrez help him out in that position against Mane? Because you got Mahrez on the right and Foden on the left. So what's it going to be like with Cancelo? Is Cancelo going to be disciplined enough to stay in a right back role against Mane? And if he drifts forward, are you expecting Mahrez to run all the way back and be a real help to Cancelo? Because if not, that could be a shit show on Sunday.
I don't think he'll need to, because I think the structure that they show when they go into a back three when Stones is playing on the right side is absolutely stunning. You see John Stones higher up than Cancelo at some point. They swap it around. So I believe the structure that they play with how they cope with the attacking players has been seen that it's worked at the moment. It has worked. So possibly so, Andy, possibly so, because like Martin said earlier, we're coming up against, some good players, but we'll see. But I believe if they keep to it, they should be okay. Because they haven't been that good recently, them three up front. That's for sure.
Firmino wasn't. He's proper.
Well, he's been crap for about 6 years, but he still gets this. He's really, really good, and he's not at all.
Very good.
I do get it. Firmino's
I tell you what, this is actually a decent point. This is actually a decent point by SOS 297. It said Sterling will be different because no fans in the stadium to get on his back.
I don't think it was the standstill that was the issue. I think it's just him being at Liverpool at Anfield. I don't think it was people booing him that caused him to play badly. I don't believe
the abuse he got. No, the abuse
he did used to get a lot. He did used to get a lot.
Maybe the first couple times, but like the last 2 times, I just thought he was poor. I don't think it was because didn't play.
Yeah. Alec Johnson says agreed Sterling will be different. But he said, plus there's no Gomez to wind Sterling up. Right, Martin, your front three.
I've changed this. I've changed it 3 times on air. I can't. Sterling's the one. Sterling is the conundrum I cannot decide on. I've got Foden and I've got Mahrez. Them two are going to start. And I just can't decide, is it going to be a Gabby through the middle, or is it going to be Sterling on the right and he throws Mahrez through the middle? That's where I'm at my conundrum this.
Okay, so it's going to be 3 of 4 then for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where I'm at. And I'm copping out there, I know, but I just...
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. It's like a...
Because it's Anfield and it's Sterling, and we all know what he does.
Yeah. But like anything, it's always time to change. It could be a win. Sterling could play well.
It needs to come off.
I could win the lottery tonight. It's one of those things.
He needs to come off his right bollock and go in and just hopefully, that's what he needs at Anfield. But he's got no fans to shut him up.
Yeah.
He also, if he does play, needs to square the ball when he's got a chance to do it, like he'd messed up on the other night. Because if it's a 0-0 game and that's the only chance we have, then we need to be taking them chances. So he needs to make sure that he don't bloody mess that up.
To be fair, Tom, the point I made on the watch along the other night was it's about time somebody gambled in the box for some of the crosses that we've been putting in lately. And the only person who's been doing that has been Raheem Sterling, and did it the other night and scored. That could easily have been that Gundogan cross. Could easily have been like the 30 cross-field balls that we've had into the box in the previous games. Nobody's gambling and gone by and gone, where is everyone? Where is everyone? Who's making... Well, Sterling did make that run, albeit tapping. So, but, I mean, it's a tough one. Right, Chris, what's your front 3 or 3 or 4 or however you want to do it?
Going to have Phil on the left.
So you're going Foden.
Yeah, Bernardo on the right.
Ooh.
And it's a bit of a quandary for me on the front because I think if you play Gabby there, then you've got our 3 hardest working forwards going back and forth. And he scored 2 in the last 2. What you match winner both.
Yeah.
And I think he scored his last 3 starts actually. The only thing I wouldn't mind is seeing Torres in there and playing a false 9, because the one thing about the Liverpool centre backs is they're not that experienced. So
you're going Torres or Gabby as one or the other.
I would pick Gabby, but I wouldn't be disappointed to see Torres there.
Okay, so you're dropping Sterling as well.
And stop dropping Sterling and Mahrez.
Okay.
Can we say resting instead of dropping?
No, I am dropping them.
Well, they're not rested. They're dropped, aren't they? Let's face it. They're dropped. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't mean anything by it. Kurt, go on then.
You're always dropped if you're not picked for Liverpool. You get rested when you play games like Burnley.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Spencer Pryor, calm down.
No, I'm not having that. Sorry, I'm not having that. My front 3 is Foden, Jesus, Bernardo Silva, because I have Dino, Gundogan, and Rodri. So I want those guys to be back and forth, and I think it's going to be more like a 2 and a 4.
I do apologise. I was just bringing up comments then, and I missed it in my ear. Then what was it again?
Bernardo on the right, Jesus down the middle, but that's completely fluid. I want those guys to be rotating all over the place, but I think Gundo will play way closer to the Silva and Foden, and Rodri and Dino will take it in turns of moving up shuffling as the box to box, while the other one sits as the holder. That's the way.
So you're sort of down the Chris route, thinking.
Yeah, basically exact same as Chris, but I've got Zinni as the main man. He's got Cancelo as the main man, basically.
Well, aren't we?
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
We're going to be gutted, aren't we?
It might surprise some, but because I had Walker in my team instead of Cancelo only for this game, I've stuck with Mahrez on the right because only Walker's in the team. Yeah, I've stuck with No, believe it. I've stuck with Mahrez.
This is my last night.
No. I've stuck with him only because Walker. Now, if Walker wasn't in that right back role, I wouldn't have him in the team. I'd have Bernardo or somebody else.
I'll just say one thing then, because you just said that, and it is properly my last night. Give me a Viva La Mahrez. Go on.
Viva La Mahrez. Viva La Mahrez. There you go. So Mahrez on the right. I am sticking with Sterling on the left. Gabby up front, and Phil Foden will be on the bench for me. And I know it's sacrilege. I know. And I'm outvoted here because you've all gone Foden. But
did you all see what Sean Goater said on Mahrez, by the way?
No, I didn't catch it. What did he say?
He said he's one of our most dangerous players at the minute. Really impressed with him. And he's quite a big linchpin to this winning run we're on. Chris is just not having it. He's like, Sean Goat, he's talking out his rear end.
No. The thing with Mahrez, it's like the point Andy made in his selection. It's all about, and I said it like a month and a half ago about pairings and partnerships on the pitch.
Yeah.
Certain partnerships that work. For example, like a forward partnership. When Torres plays as the false 9, he has Foden on the left. Torres plays a lot better. When Bernardo's on the right, and he doesn't have Kevin De Bruyne on the inside of him, Bernardo plays better. It's just when Mahrez is playing and he's got Walker behind him, he plays a lot better. It's just that's the way. It's all about the right players for the right game, and that's why our squad's so blessed, because we can play 3 at the black, 4 at the black, 2 up to 4-2-4. We can do anything, mate. It's just beautiful. And who doesn't love watching City? It's just amazing. We're so lucky.
Well, I mean that's my point on picking teams. I'm always looking at who plays with who and this, that, and the other. I mean, I think Pep will be extremely, extremely brave, or he thinks 7 points clear, game in hand. Fuck it, let's go for it. Play Cancelo in that false 8 role, and we'll carry on the way we've been carrying on. And if he does, and we win. Big bollocks, absolutely massive bollocks for him to do that, to go to Anfield, considering our record that Chris said. To do that, And let's face it, we are playing well in that system. We are. There's no doubting about it. To do that, it'd be seriously brave, unless he's got another little plan. So I always look at it as who would I want to play against Mane? And if Walker against Mane, I'd prefer Walker playing against Mane than Cancelo playing in a so-so role. But if Walker plays, I'm happy to keep Mahrez on the right with Walker. Walker's got that recovery pace should Mahrez not be helping out type of thing, and you can leave Mahrez to go, think about turning left, right, and centre and turning himself inside out, but always getting the opportunity of a pass or whatever else. But it's going to be a tough one. It really is going to be a tough one. Who knows? Everyone's had their comments in here. Well, there you go. Stephen Dent says Andy Mahrez was his usual self against Burnley. Crap. I don't think he was crap against Burnley. I thought I think I gave him an 8, didn't I? I don't know. Did I give him an 8? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I thought it was all right.
You did give him an 8, Andy. You did give him an 8.
Did I? That's a surprise. That's the first.
That's why I remember it.
Chris, look at Chris. Chris is very disappointed in me. I do apologise, Chris. In fairness, Mahrez control is supplying great, but not in this team, in my opinion. 2 predicts a weekend. Yeah, I mean, you don't. I'm lost. Listen, you don't have to tell me about Riyad Mahrez. Trust me. I'm one of his biggest critics. Not as big as him. Is Chris. But I have been his biggest critic, or near enough. But anyway, right on. We've got about 10 minutes or so left to go. So I'm going to finish on score predictions. So guys, if you in the chat you want to give us your score predictions for Sunday 16:30, Liverpool versus Manchester City. It's going to be probably a shit game, 0-0, whatever, and I'll take that. I'm not bothered. It's a very, very important game. It could be a real turning point for me in the season, for one team or the other. So, Tom, what's your score prediction, mate?
I'm going full out 3-0 City, same as Kamal Dwyer in the comments. 3-0.
3-0?
Yeah, we're going to...
Chest.
We're going to trust me. You'll see a massive. Wow. You'll see a massive statement on Sunday. I believe a lot of the stuff we don't show any of these respect. We don't show them any respect whatsoever. They don't deserve respect. They've been caught out how they play football. Let's get there, prove a point, attack them from the first minute. Don't even think about defending any other way than what we've done for the past 13 games when we've only conceded 1 goal, and show them what we're about. And show what every other team we're about, because we can't afford to be messing up in the big games, because in the end that could cause us the problems. So I believe we need to go out full out and absolutely smash them into touch and prove a point.
I'm gonna download this video. I'm gonna edit that section out. I'm gonna send it to Man City's media department. Say, can you pass this on to Pep for 3-0? Go at it. Don't defend.
Get him in the dressing room.
Yeah. Wow. 3-0. Ooh, okay. Well, maybe everyone else is thinking something similar. Martin, what's your score prediction?
It isn't going to be 5-0.
You let me down. You've had 4-0s and 5-0s of the last few weeks.
2-1. So.
Martin's going 2-1 City. Tom's going 3-0 City. Miles thinks it's 1-0. Kamal thinks it's going to be 3-0. He agrees with Tom. Sean thinks it's going to be City. Alex, he's with you. Alex Johnson, he thinks it's 3-0. So does Nathan. Lots of very confident City supporters in here. City Chippy thinks happy with a 0-0. Happy with that. 1-0 City, a Gundo penalty. Tells us who's going to score as well. Daffy says tight game, 2-2 draw. Paul Murray says I'm confident, 2-0 City win.
It would be interesting to see the reaction from fans if it was a boring 0-0. You know,
I mean, listen, I will more than happily take a 0-0 right now if you offered it me. I promise you, I would. And that's not a negative thing. I just think that means 8 points. And I'll be quite happy with that. But I'd love a win, obviously. Scott Williams thinks 1-0 Gundo to score. Miles says 2-0 City Sterling penalty. Theo Tran thinks it's 2. SOS thinks it's going to be 1-1. Charlie Everett 1-0 City. Leonard thinks with you 3-0 City. Andy Mills thinks happy with a 0-0. Shedders thinks 3-1. Mara's on goal.
Oh, Shedders.
That's one for Chris. That one. Calcium says 3-0 City, and BHEA FIFA. He thinks fancy a 0-0. I don't know. I don't fancy a 0-0. I'll be definitely honest. Don't. But
No, I don't fancy one.
Scotty Moore makes a great point here, guys. I haven't seen what the likes are, but guys, if you can get the likes to 100 for Martin's last vlog, the time being on Man City Fan TV, that would be really well appreciated. So give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, please. Right, on to Chris. What's your score prediction?
In 1937, we beat them 5-0.
Oh, God.
Why not 2021?
I'm with Martin on this 2-1, I think.
You think 2-1? You think 2-1 City? Whew. Lost the plot now, he's gone. Kurt?
I'm going to put it with a caveat. If they have all of...
You want 3 out of 4. You want 2 out of 3. You want a caveat on the score.
Just want a little one. It's just if Fabinho plays, I think it's going to be 0-0. If Fabinho doesn't play, I'm with Tom. I was going to say 1-0, but Tom's got me hyped. We're going 3-0. If they don't have those boys in it, we'll win 3-0. Let's go.
Wow.
Man, when I was down there, I was called Tom, mate. That was great.
Thank you.
I have my cat pawing at the door.
Okay.
What do you tell him, Stick? Do you ask him what the score prediction would be?
Yeah.
Lucky cat.
5-0. That's who normally gives him his score predictions.
10-0.
It's a cat. I'm going 1-1. I'm going for a draw. 1-1.
I can't see him scoring tomorrow.
Huh?
I said no matter who plays, I can't see him scoring tomorrow.
No, Sunday. Oh well, no,
I was going to say I don't see him.
Sunday. I don't say. Yeah, I was going to say not tomorrow.
Now, mate.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to sit on the fence and go 1-1. But again, it's so hard until you see the lineup. It could go really defensively, and just go. I'm quite happy to sit there and let them. Let's see what they do. Because let's face it, they are the ones who need to win that game on Sunday. And if they don't win the game on Sunday, it puts them in a really difficult position. We can sit there and go for a draw. Not that we play that way anyway, but we don't need to take risks. We can cover. We can make sure we're solid. We can. Obviously, a win would be brilliant. 3 points would be amazing. But, right, that's the score predictions. Right, finally, Andy, is there a watch along for Liverpool, mate? Oh, you are asking something there, mate. I very much doubt it, but I'm not ruling it out. There, that's all I'm going to say. But
anyone want a lucky blue glass?
That'll be up for discussion in the next 24 hours, but we'll let you know. Right, finally, I want to say, I'm just going to post something on here.
Martin's address, his bank details.
Do you know what? Don't.
I want you to have a quick think, and I put on here best Martin memories and what you can remember. I'm sure there's been loads. I can think of hundreds, but I could think of hundreds. Trust me. But I want to ask quickly. We've got like sort of 10-15 minutes to go before we finish tonight. Okay, we'll go over 2 hours. Did say it was going to be 2 hours, but we might go over 2 hours. But I just want you guys to think of anything that come up. I'm going to ask Martin first, though. What his best memories are and funny stories or anything else like that on the channel, and if I can bring in a few of the people on the chats as well, and I will bring their comments up. But don't mention mine, because you know mine anyway. So don't mention that because
What have you said 4 times?
That's probably the funniest moment I've had since I've ever been involved with a football channel. But I'm going to come to you first, Martin. What's been your best moment over your time on the channel? It can be a story, it can be a moment, it can be anything. It doesn't really matter.
God, there's so many. From outside the Etihad to so many. See, I don't want to say I have got one, but I don't want to say it's not a story. It's just
right. I tell you what. Have a think about it. Have a think, and I'm going to come to Tom. I'll come to Tom. Have a think about it.
So, my favourite Martin moment was when we were down at Wembley, and he was giving hand signals from behind the camera when we were on Wembley Way, me and you doing an interview, and I had to keep a straight face, and I managed to keep it throughout the whole thing. And I think it got to the last 15 seconds when he actually did give up, when he was, and it just was the true Martin. We were having a laugh and a good joke, and we were down at Wembley, and that was the last time I saw you both in person too. So it's a special moment.
That wasn't the one with the flag when you had the flags wrapped around you. Was that a previous year?
I know. I always have my flag wrapped around me. Yeah.
Was it the one outside? Was it the one outside the Novotel?
Yeah. When you just arrived back.
I was watching that back yesterday.
Yeah.
Something we're doing with Patreon, but I watched that back, and I could see you going.
Yeah, there you go. And I had to keep it. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to copy what he did because we can't be doing that. But it was just so funny, and it just made me laugh. And it was just part of what we're about at City. Yeah, it was really good. So that was one of my favourite Martin moments, and all his pronunciations of how he announces players as well, which is also a legendary moment too.
You never remember the Peter Beaver?
Yeah. If I get some time, I could just do a full video on Martin's pronunciations. It's
please.
Dupe says Martin always makes us laugh. He does. He's a great man. Gonna miss the Martin and Chris bromance. There you go, Nathan Clark. Hello from Orlando, says Gerson. Hello, how are you, mate? Manchester Brother said, "This is a perfect time to finally get over our 50-year anniversary." Yeah, we've done that one, mate. But anyway, Dirt, you've been watching the channel. I know you've been recently on the channel, but is there anything that stands out for you?
Obviously, I've been on it the least out of all the guys on here right now, but the two particular moments that stand out to me the most was one when he was on a watch-along and we were barely beating Sheffield, and he goes, "I still think 4-0's on. We're like 70-odd minutes into the bloody game. It's drab as anything. We're clearly shutting up shop." And he's like, "Oh, I still think we can get 4. I still think we can get 4. I was just sitting there like, okay, mate. But it was just, it's that sort of like blind passion there. Oh. And the other moment was when, I don't know who was on with us, but we're all sitting. Martin was a bit gloomy about the season, wasn't too optimistic. And then, like a spark in his head, he just turned around and said those 2 infamous words, well, 3 infamous words. Quadruple. The quads on, yeah. And that is my favorite. That is my favorite Martin moment. Going from, I don't know about this one, to we're winning everything is just, that just sums him up in a heartbeat, mate. It was great. It was absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant. Well, Leonard said, best memories is Martin being the host. He's done a brilliant job for this channel. He is one of the main reasons I followed this channel. Thank you, Martin, for everything and all the very best. Dylan says, gonna miss you, Martin. Take care and stay safe. Shedder says, Martin Kamara of Man City Fan TV.
Good old Jeff.
That's a compliment. That's a compliment. Martin will be lost on his channel. He gives us a breath of fresh air. He will be. Alan's on. Thank you very much for the super chat. Gutted you are going, pal. All the best. Starbucks is the lucky winner. Have a pint on me. There you go. Thank you for that, Alan. Gonna miss the sorry I'm late due to the Wi-Fi.
Brilliant.
It wasn't me.
Right, Ryan Corey says, Martin, try and pronounce one last name for me. Colm player, Elvis. Oh, there you go. Go on.
Elvis kissed my rear end.
Oh, there you go. He's not having it, Ryan. Sorry, there was a big
close enough,
there.
Right?
Oh yeah, he had it with an RE.
SOS says the famous Skegness monster.
That was only last week.
Exactly last week. Scott says gutting Martin, proper blue to too many comments. KK transfer pursue, garbage at FIFA, blue heart and the ghost on the bed with Martin looking behind. True blue will be missed, fella. Once a blue, always. Summed it up, Andy. A great lad. Let's do the quadruple for Martin. There you go. You're getting everyone wanting City to win the quadruple for you now, buddy. All Martin's Koulibaly transfer news. And Diaz. Alex says Martin is a legend. Sorry. I'm sorry. There's just a massive big jump there. I do apologise. Scott says, great point, Kamal. He was never on time, but a proper blue has the passion and soul of all of us on here. Well said, Scott Williams. What's that? Where Martin going? Oh, where's my great dedication and passion to this channel? Best memories got to be the 4-0 Liverpool watch along, pure magic.
That was so bloody, mate. We all enjoyed that one. He was screaming, mate. It was good time.
It was. I'll definitely miss Martin. Enjoyed every stream you presented. All the best to you. Mingy Wong is on. How are you, mate? Martin will always be remembered on this channel. He's such a nice bloke. When I met him at Wembley, the legend himself. There you go. Martin is very good at players' names. What's that? Sean, I have another Martin memory. Was when he said, "Get in, we score on the watch-alongs." Fuming. He knows I'll have him on FIFA, says Ryan. Well, he might have a bit more. Well, maybe he might have a bit more time now to play you on FIFA. Martin's such a passionate City fan. I love that. He will surely be missed. Legend, says Leonard. Charlie says, Chris, Skegness, Martin, you'll fit right in here. City Chippy Thomas said, true City fan is Martin, speaks from the heart. He does. Always has done. Oh, God, another massive jump. I want to read as many as I can. John Grogan, thank you so much for the super chat. Been a pleasure, Martin. Stay safe. Let's hope City win the Premier League for you.
Right.
Martin has been spot on. Gutted he's leaving. Makes me feel proper Mancunian proud. Wow, that's a nice comment, Mark Armstrong. 3 more likes, guys. There you go. So Scott Imel saying if you can give it a thumbs up if you're on here. We've got 119 still on at the moment. Give it a thumbs up and we can hit that 100 for Martin. Dupe says, Martin, where's your lucky blue glass? I'm sure he's got it there.
There it is.
Without doubt, the KK pursuit, says Sir Alan. Kamal says, has everyone forgotten about the Foden loan?
We're just trying to be nice.
we were trying to be nice. There you go. Andy Milne says, I won't see Martin come back when we sign Patson Daka. Oh, God.
You'll never get me back.
Is Martin just leaving on loan for a bit like he wanted Foden to? Good luck for your next job, Martin. He's leaving his job now. Blue Heart is on. Martin, don't know where you're going, but good luck and all the best to Legend. There you go. And that's from Blue Heart. Chasing the ice cream down around the block over Messi. That's actually quite good. BAEHE says, good luck, Martin, absolute hero. Good luck, Martin, says Zohaib. Sean says, Martin is City till he dies. Sorry. Was that Mahrez will be gutted, biggest supporter, won't be so vocal online anymore. Paul says, really sorry you are going, Martin. It won't be the same without you. All the best for whatever you are doing. And Dupe says, well, it's been a long time. So that leads me on to, before my final words, and on to Chris.
Yeah, well, there's just way too many moments with Martin to sort of slim it down. There is one that I'm going to tell you about that kind of has nothing to do with actually being on the channel. But all the empty seat shows were just fantastic. We had some right good guests and some good laughs on that. But I'm a lucky bloke because I get to speak to this twat like nearly every day. If not 2 or 3 times. It depends how many live lessons he's got on. Yeah. But he's such a lovely bloke. He really is. And people have said the FIFA streams. I mean, Jesus, just dreadful. I used to watch Kiam's streams and think, wow, that is really good. Here's Martin. run with the ball. It's like Forrest Gump football. But what a guy. Really, really great guy. But there was an evening one night now where me, Martin, and Alan were on a WhatsApp chat, and I can't remember how it started. But Martin has this sort of tendency to just leave his phone somewhere, and he can't see him, and he can't see me and Alan, and we were like, so everything he said, we just disagreed with, and it went on for about an hour and a half. Right? And by the end of this hour and a half, he was fuming, absolutely fuming, until he looked at the camera and we were both beside ourselves laughing. It was brilliant. It was absolutely hilarious.
I can't remember what that was about.
No, I can't, mate. But I think it was just every single thing you said we just disagreed with. But it was just hilarious. But he's the nicest bloke. I think I've ever met. He's such a sweet guy. He really is. What he is on here is what he is in real life. I've met Martin a couple of times. You meet him at the ground, or we went to Leicester away together and Wembley. He's just a really, really sweet guy. And, hopefully he won't be a stranger.
No.
Maybe he'll make the odd guest appearance. I hope he does, because, as it's shown in the comments, everyone loves him.
Very true.
It does. Just have to read it out. Obviously, Mervyn Thomas, thank you for the super chat. Martin, thanks for everything you've done for the channel. All the best to you. Hope you come back soon. Sean says, all the best to you, Martin, and your family. Stay safe. Benny says, good luck, Blue. Noah says, I'm welling up, actually. Don't forget about his Speedos, says...
Red Speedos.
Yeah, red jackets, red tops, red coats.
Really good man. He is.
What about my cocktails?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Pink cocktails.
They tend to be rubbish. Martin's stream is he cars are also good. Martin streams. Martin streams in his cars. There they are. Alan, thank you for that super chat, mate. Top bloke, big heart, and genuine. Cheddar says pink speedos in Tenerife. There you go. Coming out now, isn't it? It really is. Alex, my sister has terminal cancer, and you guys in the show cheer me up. Martin is alive and safe. That is all that matters. That's a really nice point, that Alex. Thank you very much with that. Let me just see if there's anybody else on. Ade says, thank you, Martin, for great work you've done on this channel. Good luck, mate. Christian says, good morning from Australia. Martin and his Coca-Cola. And remember, up the Blues. Well,
that's it. The favourite one.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see. Sorry. Wait. I'm going to what was it? I'm going to Tenerife in September. There you go. Maybe Martin might meet you there, Charlie, and have a beer with or a cocktail with you, maybe. Right. Yeah. Somebody else is pointing here. Great point. Crap Wi-Fi. Martin broadcasting from his car. Classic memories. There you go. That's from Scott Williams.
I think mine and your memories the same, Andy, if I'm honest.
Well, they are. I just want to show something before I come back to mine. I am absolutely gutted I didn't have a bit more time today because of everything that's gone on over the last couple of days and things like that. And we were chatting with Martin and things today, and it was all a little bit late, and it's been busy, and Martin's been busy, Chris has been busy, and I've been busy. But I just very quickly, about 8 o'clock tonight, I just threw something together very quickly, and I'm sorry it's not longer, and maybe I will. When I get some time, I'll put something together. But I was just looking through loads of videos videos of Martin and things like that. And obviously, because they're live vlogs, they're not like recorded vlogs like we used to do. They take so long to download and convert and everything else. But I thought about 8 o'clock, I'll have a look through, and literally, I uploaded this during this vlog. That's how late it is. But I did want to just show you a quick something for Martin. So here you go.
Hi guys, my name mcfcfantv. How are we all doing? Welcome to our Christmas special. Hope we're all good. As you can see, I've got my Moosey hat on. As you can see, it's called Moosey. Merry Christmas. I hope you're all right. I am going to bring in the other two. I don't know which one to bring in first because they both look about as stupid as the other one. I thought I looked stupid tonight.
It's something from mcfcfantv. Music in the background, but what we've got here, as you can see, is we've got Martin holding his nuts in the defensive wall. So, Martin, give me a score prediction for tonight. 4-1. 4-1.
Are you okay, Andy? You all right?
I'm all right, mate. But you gave me a little bit of a story about Martin, which look at him looking away now. 1999 against Gillingham. Tell me the story.
Well, we were 16 years old and we went to the Gillingham playoff final in 1999 and we were 2-0 down. And obviously, being a stroppy teenager, that was it. I wanted to leave. I wanted to go home. But this man here, Martin Horsfield, said to me, no, stay. But he did follow that up by saying, I want to see him pick up the losers' medal. And then all of a sudden, Paul Dickoff scored in the rest of his history.
Fifth and final guest. He's been on before, but he is a former Manchester City player himself. And he was late on the stream. Like I said, Simon, late on the stream, like he was late in his challenges as well when he played. But here he comes, the one, the only, Spencer Pryor. Evening, mate.
You told me 8:45 and I was here at 8:45, wasn't I? Mind you, I might have been a few seconds late.
Like I said, like you're tackling.
Breakfast time here. Breakfast. I had to have 2 coffees before I come on here.
You guys, the one and the only, Mr. Jim Whitley. Jim, how are you?
I'm very well after seeing sunshine and brightness in front of me here. It's lovely.
Someone's going to be positive, haven't we, after all the other
Yes.
stuff? I'll see you guys soon. And as always, up the Blues.
There you go. Sorry I couldn't add more, Martin. It was very late, and that was literally waiting for that just quick edit to shove onto the stream, so I could put something up for you. But my favourite memory is it's one of the most bizarre things I've ever experienced in my life. And trust me, I have experienced some bizarre things in my life. But I think, was I doing a live vlog? I was looking for it today, and I just couldn't. Tonight, and I couldn't find it. It was so many. I was doing a live vlog once.
With the Derby one.
It was the Derby, and I was parked in the blue car park in my place that I always park my car, in the blue car park at the Etihad. And I'm doing this live vlog on my phone, and just somebody, like they do. People normally just go past me because I'm there when the car park is. So I'm one of the last cars out there, except for the people that works at the Etihad, because we're there late when we do the post-match stuff and everything else. I'm in my car and I'm doing this, yeah, what do you think about that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking in my mirror and I'm thinking, somebody's just pulled up not far behind me and got his lights on. That's a bit weird. Why have to come all the way over here where I am when there's been nobody in this car park? So I'm going, and I'm talking on the vlog. The next minute, the light's flashing, and I'm thinking, who the fucking hell's flashing my house?
Oh, no.
Right.
You said, who is this guy? And you went, if you want my vlog, give us a flash.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and I was thinking, no, I was thinking to myself, not I said it. I was thinking, who the fucking hell's this guy parking right behind me? The blue car park's massive, and he's pulled up right behind me, and I'm thinking, this is all. So somebody had said something on the vlog. I don't know where it was in or whatever. I'm just saying, maybe somebody's watching our vlog jokingly. If you're watching our vlog, give us a flash. And next minute, the lights flashed on the car, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, it's another City fan. I obviously don't know who he is, but it was him. It was him. He pulled up right behind me and he was waiting for ages. And I'm interacting with people on this live vlog and he's doing everything I'm saying. And I'm thinking, that's really freaky. There's somebody who follows our channel. We were only at, I can't remember how many thousand we had then, but somebody follows our channel and they park right behind me and they know my car and now they're asking him to flash it, and it was him. That this absolute nugget here, it was him taking the piss out of me, flashing my thing, and then we got out the car. We had a bit of a laugh about that one, and it was absolutely brilliant. And all I can say is,
he crashed his car. Reversed the car into the barrier behind.
Andy,
yeah.
Can I just ask a question? Because I've heard this, right? It is just a rumour I read on Twitter. But Martin's leaving because he's got a bad attitude. Is this true?
Sadly, Sam, was it from Sam Lee? Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Cornetto. It's true. He gets 99% of his facts. They're true. It's his bad attitude. That's the reason why. He's been a star, and trust me, he joined the channel, and at first he was very, very nervous, and he just wanted to do little bits and pieces, and then I was really pushing him because he was so passionate about City. I mean, I've always said, forget me, he's the biggest City fan I know. He's just obsessed with Man City, and he's a brilliant guy, and I really wanted him on the channel because he was so passionate about City and he wanted to come on, but he was really nervous, and eventually those nerves sort of relaxed, and I mean, you only have to see the comments. You only have to see the comments in the chat about what people think about him. I just want to say a massive thank you, Martin, for everything you've done. And people forget it's not just the vlogs. You know, the vlog might go, this vlog's we're on 2 hours and 15 minutes, but there's 2 hours of prep work and everything else that goes with not just this one, but every single watch along, every single post match. And you know, you've seen me and Martin. If you've been around the Etihad or wherever, and you've seen us, we're there till ridiculous o'clock at night. You know, 3 hours after the game is finished and everyone's gone home, and we're there editing, doing this, doing the other. What's that?
Dogging.
Well, flashing your lights at me, trying to.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's pretty much.
I know. I know. It's he's been a superstar. He's been brilliant. And you've got to remember, this is not our full-time job. And Martin has given up his time as well for the channel for the last couple of years and worked really, really hard. And people sometimes think that, well, why aren't you doing this vlog? And why aren't you not on this day? And why are you not this? And we want to. And Martin, more than me, because I'm one that is, well, if we don't do a vlog, we don't do a vlog. That's it. We have some time with our family. Martin is very self-conscious about, but let's put something on the channel and let's put this on here. That comes at a cost sometimes. It does come at a cost sometimes because it means, you know, in your family time and all of those things, or work stuff and things. And Martin has really sort of done everything he possibly could for the channel, and for that, I do thank him. He's been an absolute star. I'll miss him. I know Chris will definitely miss him, and I'll miss him as well. But he is more than welcome back on the channel. Whenever he wants to come back on and make an appearance, he can come back on. It'll be a pleasure to have him back on. But I want to wish you all the very best in the future, and have a rest, and get yourself recharged and whatever else. And all the best, buddy. And thank you from me, from the channel.
Thank you to everyone. It's been a journey, and I've enjoyed it. And like I said earlier, I'm not going because there's been any arguments. You can tell from this. There's not. Have we had crosswords? Yeah, of course. Everyone.
Oh God, yeah, of course we do.
Fences, trust me.
Hey, listen. You only have to read the WhatsApp between him, Doom, and Gloom, and some of the stuff that goes on between them two and the language that goes. Trust me. Yeah, it's.
But, you know, I'm not leaving to go to do another job. I'm not joining other channels. I'm not doing any of that. To what people may think. I'm going because I've just got I'm a little bit burnt out at the minute as well with everything, you know, the mental states and everything else. I've got a family. I've got a young lad that he's been begging me to watch football for so goddamn long, and I've kept putting no. And then, you know, and I've missed, you know, he's begging me to go back to football with him. And people don't realise this is not, you know, you go to football and sometimes you can't take your family. Your family don't want to be there for 9 hours. And you're like, we're only going to a game for 2 hours. Why are you there for 9? And it's everything, you know, going down 4 a.m, meeting Andy, coming off a plane, Tom, Chris, it's everything. And it's nothing bad. I'm just going to go and recharge the batteries. I'm working on a screen constantly at the minute. And it's just hard. Like, I'm not going to lie, last week, came off one vlog at 5. Came off my job at 5 and went straight into a vlog at 5:30. And then didn't see my family again till 10 o'clock. Yeah. And just sometimes you got to have a little bit of a rest. And that's all I'm doing. I'm having a rest. That's all I'm doing. I'm not running off anywhere to anyone. You know, like I say, I've been more than welcome to come back and have a chat with you guys. And I just want to say big thank you to Tom. He's been great, and I hope he carries on his fantastic new start as a presenter. Kurt, big thank you to you, buddy. And then they've got these two idiots.
Come on, mate.
Get it through.
Listen, Alan says, thank you for the super chat. As always, up the Blues, and that was Martin's always parting shot. Scotty Moore wanted to know, is that the light story? Yes, it was, mate. Lewis says, I will miss Martin introducing Chris as the Ginger Princess.
It's these two that I've kept saying a lot. You can say I am an emotional person, that's what I am. And these two have kept me absolutely going. And I just thank Andy who just let me do this. And it's a big thank you for these two putting up with me.
No.
Big thank you.
Listen, obviously, it's an emotional time. Have a good rest, Martin. See you on Sky Sports next week. Won't surprise me. But listen, honestly, guys, it takes a lot out of you. It really, really does. And then we've got the last year, as everyone knows, with COVID. It's been a crap 12 months, and it does take an awful lot out of your day. And out of your personal life and everything else. So when people think that, you know, I'm not talking about our channel, but all channels, when people start going, oh, it's just a fan channel and it's just this and just that, people work really, really hard. They work really hard for it. Now, like I said, this is not our full-time jobs. We're doing this on the side. And, you know, for Martin and Chris and Kurt and Tom and Carl and Alan and everyone else to give up their time is brilliant. But when you're on the core, on the inside of stuff like me, Martin and Chris have been, it's hours upon hours upon hours. And sometimes, I mean, I've been doing this 4.5 years, and it's been 3.5 of those have been 7 days a week. And hence why I've been pulling myself away from the channel as well a little bit, because I'm getting towards, you know, where Martin's at the moment. And it does burn you out. And Martin's done an absolutely phenomenal job. And all he's wanted to do is just constantly put vlogs out and watch-alongs and everything for you guys who follow the channel. But sometimes that comes at a cost. It really does. And I just hope everyone does appreciate the fact that these people who do these vlogs, these channels, not just us, but everyone else who do it for the sake of running fan channels, realise the amount of work that goes into it, because it's tough. It really is tough. Trust me. I've been there, like I said, and Martin's been there, and Chris has been there, and we see what the inside of running a channel is like and how many hours go into it. And I'm going to finally read out some comments. But again, Martin, you'll always be welcome back on the channel whenever you want, buddy. If you want to come on and jump on a vlog and things like that, you're more than welcome. But first and foremost, like I said, recharge those batteries. Get those batteries back again, because we will be back at football at the Etihad for next season. And, so hopefully, you will have a good rest. Get your good rest that's needed, and you've deserved it for everything you've done for us on mcfcfantv. Alan says, thanks for getting me through COVID year, pal. There you go. And people don't see the emails that we get. Chris, Martin, myself, you guys, Chris, Martin. How many emails do we get? And all we had in the last 6 months?
Plenty.
Well, there's about 72 unread ones at the moment, and they're just all promotions. There is hundreds in there, and we answer Andy and Chris and Tom same way. Sorry, that'll take.
You still say we, mate.
He answers everyone, and he may not do it every day, but listen, just big thank you. It's hard. It is hard. And I'm not having a mental breakdown or anything, guys. I'm just having a rest. I'm recharging the batteries. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, well, that's all it is. But anyway, listen, guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody. Thank you for all your comments. I really do appreciate it. And Martin, all the best, mate. You will see him on the channel.
Get these to 17k as quick as you can.
Yeah.
That was my target. I said 17k by the end.
You did say 17k by the end of the season. Yeah, we've got a few months to go, so let's get it for Martin. 17,000 subscribers. That'd be brilliant. Tom, thank you so much for coming on, mate.
No worries. You're more than welcome, Martin. You're a legend. You'll always have a special place in my heart, my friend. So I wish you all the best in the next chapter, moving on forward, my friend. That's for sure.
Cheers, mate.
No worries.
Kurt.
Well, thanks for having me on. It's a real pleasure to be on for Martin's last one. Like you said, it won't be the last time we see his face. I'm sure he'll be about, and he's got my number if he ever wants to chat or see how things are going on. And when we eventually get back to the stadiums, no doubt I'll catch him at a game at the Etihad, man, and just enjoy watching the football with your lad, mate. You know what I mean? Because those moments are special, mate. I remember watching football with my granddad when I was a kid, mate, and those memories, they last forever, mate.
Absolutely. Right. But Chris, final words.
Yeah, it's been a great vlog. I hope City can overcome Liverpool tomorrow for Martin and all of us, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's really nice that Martin's been able to come on and say his goodbyes to everyone. Like I said, what you see is what you get with Martin. He's a top bloke, and I've loved doing everything with you, mate. Absolutely loved doing absolutely everything we've done. Has been a pleasure, mate. And all I can say to you is, mate, Leroy.
By the way, it's been nice to me in ages.
Martin, before we go with the outro video, do you want to just do your usual finishing call we always do at the end of every vlog, mate? You may as well do it one last time.
Come on, Martin, lad.
Nah, I don't want to. No,
go on. Go on, mate.
Thank you for every single person. Get these guys where they deserve it. They deserve as many subs as you can get. They do an amazing job, and they'll carry on. City will win the weekend. And as always, up the Blues.